in their studio in South Florida, Twist Gaming. Featuring lead broadcaster, Matt Koza. Co-host and creative genius, Josh Perry. Co-host and interviewer extraordinaire, Ann Lazito. Co-host and marketing mogul, Aaron Murphy. With appearances from special guest, Lucy. Welcome to Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Twist Gaming, where you get to watch and put clothes on stream. As usual, my name's Matt.
I'm Ann.
I'm Josh.
And we are Twist Gaming. Coming to you live from sunny South Florida, bringing you another episode of Twitch Plays.
Middara. I almost said Gain of Death.
By
Scubby Bus.
Yeah, Scubby Buzz. It's really Scubby Buzz, but quick recap for those of you that don't know, Middara is a cooperative JRPG board game with you fine folks playing along with us and rolling some dice, watching Josh get yeeted into a chasm, and I don't know, Ann dies a lot.
It's pronounced
chasm. Yeah, it is a chasm. But I need a recap on what happened on the last episode, Joshua.
We had traps on traps on traps.
Traps on traps on traps.
Yeah.
How did we do?
We shocked everything to death.
We or Ann?
Mostly Ann.
Mostly Ann.
She shocked me to death.
Oh, yeah, she did kill you, didn't she?
Yeah.
Collateral damage. However, last time Matt killed everybody, so this was much better collateral damage. It's just very
Not
fun
everyone.
That you died in
I was fine.
Yeah, great. You were self-sacrificial, though, Joshua. I said, let's go to the end, and y'all were like, kill me and the monsters.
I mean, we got more gold. I thought that, gold was, a good thing. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Why is my face transparent?
Because you, in general, are transparent. So is it story time first, Josh?
Yeah, it's story time first.
All right, so last session we electrocuted a bunch of stuff, and now we're going deeper into the library.
Deeper.
Well, what happened at the end? At the very end of the session, we got to hear that Rook carried Remi out of wherever they were. Stop wearing green makeup. Trying. And now we're going deeper into the library.
Thank you for adding that flavor text, Ann. That would be described within the first sentence of the story that we're about to read.
This is less than ideal.
Rook stared at the massive stone wall, running his hand over its surface. They had searched several different corridors, but each of them either ended in a dead end or led back to the room they stood in now. The wall was covered in intricate, indecipherable markings carved deep into the stone. It blows, you mean, Zeke corrected, pulling a freshly rolled cigarette from his pocket. There must be another way, Dame Oakley said, confident. This may seem like a maze to us, but it used to be a city. These buildings were intended to be used. We will have to backtrack further and search again.
Is it all right if I set you down?
Rook asked, looking down at Remi. She nodded and lowered her to the ground, and he lowered her to the ground before slumping down beside her.
I think I've seen symbols like this before.
Justice was the only one still looking at the wall.
This looks like our Killian script, I think,
she said, running her slender fingers across the rough stone symbols.
Desians from Akala built this city? On rock and roll?
Yes, they did.
Rook said.
Siri, can you read it?
Suri materialized and spun through the air in her ghostly form.
It's ancient text from my realm. I'm afraid that I do not know how to read it.
Rook looked back towards the tome that Justice held.
Didn't your people write that book, the Book of Theodosian?
Suri frowned.
That one you got. Denizens, that was rough, but Theodosian you nail. I don't. My people is a very broad description of the variety of individuals in the realm of Arcalia. So I suppose you mean my species.
Thanks for the subscription,
If that is the case, we are called the Atargatus Siren. These books were not created from my people.
Justice nodded her head in agreement.
I think those from Arcalia were just the first to harness the Ocean. The Seer had been meeting with one of them. I think her name was Bexley. I gathered she was nothing like Suri here, though. I've been told she was something called a Nixie.
Suri scowled.
The Nixie are vile creatures from my realm.
Justice gave her a look, but continued without addressing her comment.
Yeah, well, Bexley would write things down for him. She used this language. Hold on.
She took a deep breath, holding the book out so she could look at the book and the door at the same time.
I wonder if... Ha!
Justice smiled as the book's pages flew open and a faint glow came from within. She formed strange musical words, each one a song unto itself. With each new sound, a symbol lit up until the whole wall was glowing faintly green. Stone ground on stone, and the wall split down the middle, each half swinging open. There was a small room beyond, maybe 10 square feet, with another wall of symbols on its far side. Other than that, it was almost empty. Almost. The first thing Rook noticed was the sickly smell of rotten decay. A single body lay on the floor, fallen on its side in a pool of putrescine. Ugh. Maggots and other little insects crawled on the corpse, and a pair of large swords lay next to it, their blades badly damaged. Zeke approached and gingerly rolled the body over with one foot. It was wearing a robe of some kind and had a pack, which Zeke cut free with a few slashes from the dagger, holding it at arm's length. Hey, check this stuff out.
What?
This guy had some sweet gear, Zeke said, holding up the bag. Justice had gone pale. She walked over to the corpse, ignoring the smell and rot.
Mr. Kobe.
She whispered.
Damn, what creatures could have killed you?
She turned away.
We're in trouble. Jacoby was one of Zephyr's best warriors. Anything that could kill him?
Rook glanced to Remi, who seemed content to remain sitting against the wall. He then proceeded to investigate the body.
I don't think he died in battle.
Rook lifted one of the massive cleavers, holding the blade out for Justice.
Look at this. See the chips? The little pieces of rock? I think maybe he got stuck in here. Maybe he tried to break out. Maybe he couldn't read the words and
suffocated.
Justice supplied.
Or ran out of water, or food, or... Damn.
She slumped to the ground in front of the corpse, whimpering.
If I was here, I could have gotten him out.
It isn't your fault, Zeke said, putting a gentle hand on her shoulder. You can't help him now, but you can help us. Nightingale is still alone on the surface. We have to get back to her. Once we're back together, we can look for the rest of the Anointed. Okay?
Yeah.
Justice squeaked, taking a few more deep breaths before struggling to her feet.
Yeah. Okay.
She looked solemnly at the body one last time.
Sorry, I couldn't help you, Jacob. Jacoby, I haven't decided. Doesn't matter.
She walked past his body to the opposite wall.
Let's get out of here.
A few more chants, and a second set of doors swung open. The passage beyond seemed to slope gently downward, without any sign of a branching path.
Guess we're going down again.
That's what she said. Justice said.
Hopefully there aren't any bodies waiting for us.
Reward! Inside of Jacoby's pack, you find a stash of items. The party gains 4 random mundane consumables. Continued Nightingale alone on page 249. What mundane consumables did we get?
we know he did die of thirst.
Because he had a juice box! He also had some throwing knives. And 2 bottled blessings. Because he's a juice
could've drank
box
so
hero.
much.
I'm keeping these. I cut the pack off of him.
No?
Yes, I did.
Alright, I'm taking...
The voice of the Maluma was grated against her skull, and the familiar, sickening feeling began to overwhelm her. Bracing herself, she took a deep breath in anticipation of jumping down into the darkness.
No!
The Maluma screamed, 1,000 voices echoing through her skull.
Stupid girl. The fall would kill you.
Nightingale let out a bitter laugh.
If I die here, you'll be stranded, won't you?
She growled.
No more bodies to hijack. Don't you get that I don't care about what happens to me? I care about what happens to my friends.
If they survive the fall, they'll be fine. They're more competent than you. Stay put, else you might get yourself lost. At least one of your friends might make it back here.
The Maluma seemed genuinely concerned that she was going to jump down the pit, and its fear made her happy. Nightingale thought better of it, though. The fall could kill her. For all she knew, her friends were already dead at the bottom of the hole. She shivered at the thought of their corpses piled onto themselves.
This is a terrible thought. This would be so much easier if we had cell phones.
Nightingale sighed grudgingly. She fell silent, and the Maluma seemed content to do so as well. She dropped back down by the fire, keeping her weapons close by. A long moment passed as Nightingale stared into the dimming fire in front of her. The soft crackling began to lull her to sleep when a sudden deep rumble at her feet jerked her back to her senses. Something was moving beneath her, far below. She jumped up, looking around frantically. She hoped her friends hadn't disturbed anything dangerous. Then again, it would mean they were still alive. The tremors grew steadily until the shelves around her started shaking, one tumbling over, spilling decrepit books across the floor and splintering apart. Nightingale readied her weapon and steeled herself for what might come out of the dark. A humanoid figure approached from the gloom. Nightingale thought that maybe it was the forest nymph she had spoken to earlier, but as it came closer, it became clear that this was someone else. She looked similar, but her skin was deep green and her hair was thick like vines. Her red eyes sparkled like blood. She hardly seemed to notice Nightingale at first, striding into the library with an air of one who was sure of their superiority.
Someone triggered my tribe.
The nymph sung, her voice a discordant music in the dead library. Her eyes suddenly fixed on Nightingale and froze. Her expression grew into cold amusement.
Apparently it didn't get all of you. What did you do to my friend?
Nightingale shouted, brandishing her weapon. The nymph smiled at her.
Hold on, we're changing pages.
They're dead.
They're dead.
The stranger said, her voice still singing.
No need to worry. Soon you will be dead, too. Like hell I will.
Nightingale advanced, her body tense in a fighting stance.
Tell me what you did with them. Where did the trap lead? Tell me now, and maybe I won't force you to tell me.
The stranger laughed softly as she snapped her fingers. A moment later, the rumbling resumed. More shelves tumbled, and a huge creature burst from the ground behind the nymph. Nightingale almost dropped her weapon as she stood frozen in shock. It was a massive, writhing coil of muscle sheathed beneath oily, pitch-black skin that strained to contain it. At the top of the abomination, it split into a dozen heads, each opening to reveal rows of barbed, razor-sharp teeth. Despite its enormous bulk, the creature was fast and surprisingly dexterous. It picked up the nymph in one of its maws and placed her safely on top of one of its heads. To her horror, Nightingale realized that this giant worm-like creature was the nymph's mount. Like an obscene horse, she straddled the top of one of its heads and commanded it. The creature and its rider rose up, casting a menacing shadow over Nightingale. There was no telling how big this monster really was. Each of its many tentacles might be a head, or maybe none of them were. Nightingale wanted to turn and run for her life, but she couldn't. Not only was this monster probably faster than she was, but it had stolen her friends. Who knew what it planned to do with them?
Yes, stand and fight. Fight for your friends, Nightingale. They need you. Don't fail them.
The Maluma whispered into her mind, urging her forward.
Oh, now you want me to fight.
Nightingale hissed at the Maluma, and it chuckled in her mind.
You're braver than anyone in the last group. I'll give you that.
The nymph called down from atop the worm, grinning.
And I'll help you then.
The worm surged forward. Nightingale retreated a step, her weapon ready. Two of the creature's massive tentacle heads came at her, ready to impale her on their multitude of teeth. She sliced her weapon down past the first one as it came, dodging out of the way, then caught the second one against her free arm, squaring her legs against the ground. It wasn't enough. The force of the strike was so great that Nightingale was thrown back through the air. She covered her head in her arms as she crashed through an old bookshelf. She passed right through the rotten wood, rolling painfully along the floor before she came to a stop near a wall. The nymph cackled, her vile mount twisted and writhed.
This will be so much fun.
Her voice was a shrill and crazy sounding. Nightingale struggled to her feet, spitting blood and grinning.
Gotcha.
She squeaked, one arm against her cut mouth. One of the worm's smaller heads slid from its stump. Soupy green ichor sprang from its neck. The other head shrieked in agony and thrashed about, scattering books and debris. The nymph's face lit up with anger.
Yes!
She screamed with worry in her voice. Her worm seemed pained, albeit only a little.
You'll die for that, girl.
The nymph bellowed at her. The monster lowered its many mouths towards Nightingale, all opening wide. They could have eaten Nightingale and all of her friends and still had mouths to spare. A familiar grating voice whispered into her head.
Die for me now, Nightingale. Give me the body of someone stronger, someone who truly deserves my power.
The Maluma was clawing at her, trying to push through her mind. Nightingale could feel it overwhelming her, clouding her vision. She tried to force the Maluma back down within her psyche. She gripped her weapon tight, fighting against the monster in her mind. She wouldn't lose focus. She wouldn't die here. Suddenly, the ground gave way beneath her as something massive forced its way to the surface. At first, she thought the giant worm had burst from the ground beneath her, but it was something different. Nightingale caught a glimpse of green leaves and a strong brown bark before she was thrown head over heels towards a shattered second-story window. She landed roughly, and it took her a moment to comprehend what had happened to her. Standing next to her was the nymph she had encountered earlier. Nightingale looked back on the broken window, wondering at the massive cluster of vines that stood where it had been. It appeared as if this nymph had used some kind of spell to lift her to safety, away from the worm down below.
What's the matter, Alana?
The other nymph yelled over Nightingale's head.
Go on, make your own vines to come and fight us. Or can't you do that anymore?
Alana roared in frustration from atop her atrocious mount. The worm echoed her scream, and the whole ruin seemed to shake with their tremulous rage.
You can't take my prey from me.
Alana screeched.
I'll never forgive you for what you've done.
Nightingale's rescuers shouted back at Alana, her voice cracking with rage and grief.
You've taken so many. You can't have this one. I'll kill you too, Breeze. Enjoy your freedom while you can.
Alana spit back.
I have other intruders to worry about anyway.
She turned away. With a terrible rumble, Alana's mount burrowed into the floor, taking her with it. Only a slimy hole and a pile of rubble were left behind. Nightingale dropped to her knees, aching all over.
Thanks.
She panted, breathing heavily.
I thought that was going to be the end of me.
She laughed nervously, shaking off the adrenaline pumping through her. Nightingale turned a little, looking up at the stranger. She clearly wasn't human. The green of living plants wrapped around her hands and ankles and mixed freely with her hair. Her eyes were a deep brown, without whites at all, and she smelled pleasantly of fresh flowers. Even her clothes seemed to be alive.
My name is Breeze.
The nymph said, offering a hand to Nightingale.
I tried to warn you before, but I couldn't.
Nightingale waved, cutting her off.
It was my fault. I was on edge. I shouldn't have scared you away. Do you know what happened to my friends?
The nymph nodded sadly.
Trapped below with all of Alana's other victims. What is she? I thought she was a forest nymph like you, but what is that creature with? I've never seen anything like it.
Breeze took a long time to answer.
Alana used to be a forest nymph, but she was entranced by the allure of an unnatural life. Our kind don't enjoy the same longevity that you humans do, and some of us sell ourselves in a twisted, symbiotic relationship with a worm like the one you saw there.
Breeze shuddered for a moment before her voice turned hard.
She's not an imp anymore. They're one creature now. She and the worm, we call them like worms.
Lich.
She makes sure it's Thank you. She makes sure it's fed, and she gets to never age in exchange. She's already took all of my tribe. Then she started luring in adventurers. Just a few days ago, she captured a whole group. It's unusual for so many humans to come here. She wants to eat my friends.
Nightingale gripped her weapon tighter.
You have to show me where she keeps them. I need to get them out. The others, that was probably Saphir and the rest of the Anointed. I need their help. We can't let them die.
Breeze looked her over, falling silent for a long minute. Eventually, she turned back to the library.
If I show you, you have to help me rescue any survivors of my tribe she still has trapped down there. She couldn't have eaten them all. Not yet. And we stand a better chance if we work together. All right.
Nightingale didn't even hesitate.
Let's do it! Really?
Breeze seemed surprised at how quickly she was willing to endanger herself.
All right. I can show you the way.
Continue to Trapped in the Dark, page 253. Rook had lost track of how long they'd been walking, but they hadn't detected any sign of monsters in at least an hour. He finally came to a stop in a room thick with dust, indicating the underground's inhabitants didn't use it all that often. A perfect place to take shelter.
We can make camp here for now.
He said in a tone that would brook no argument.
We're all exhausted, and I need to see the Remy's and injuries.
Justice and I were going to check out the stairs. Zeke called over to his shoulder. We won't wander too far. You better not, Damocles answered gruffly. If we have to go looking for you, we might never escape. Zeke nodded, and the two of them vanished up the steps. Rook set Remi down against a wall and laid his first aid kit next to them. She looked exhausted.
Hey there.
He said, sitting down across from her and opening the bundle.
I'm going to take a look at those injuries, if you don't mind.
Gosh, I really love your full range of emotions.
Hey there.
About time.
She tried to force a smile.
Well, I was getting used to being carried everywhere.
Well, I lost my spot, sorry.
Gage emerged.
Gage emerged.
Where the hell was I? Gage emerged from somewhere in her bag, hopping down onto the ground and nudging at her with his head.
It's all right.
Remi muttered.
Rook's gonna take care of it for me. Aren't you, Rook?
Yeah.
He answered, slipping out a tiny glass bottle filled with milky yellow liquid.
Drink this. I need to set you away.
No?
This will help with the pain.
Remi took the bottle and downed its contents, while Rook waited for the painkiller to take effect. He quickly cleaned and examined her ankle. The ankle was sprained, but not broken. And examined... I read that just now. That was good. He could just worry about the wing. Gage followed him, watching with concern, but not interfering. Zeke and Justice returned from the stairs, looking excited. Justice grinned as she hurriedly explained.
Hey, everyone. I think we found the way out. There was another sealed door up there, but I got it open. I think it might lead out of here.
Doesn't smell like a corpse, at least. Zeke shrugged. Excellent! Damocles said, let's get out of here! Rook didn't budge.
Please become a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Remi will need to rest when I'm finished.
He grumbled.
She's been dragged around long enough.
Justice nodded.
Okay. Well, at least we have a direction for when we move on.
There was little conversation. Everyone was exhausted, or they didn't seem to want to interrupt Rook's work. Remi was barely conscious by then, a side effect of the painkillers. She would barely feel the pain of having her wing set and splinted. It was the best they could do. Without magical healing, it might take months until she'd be able to fly again, if ever. But Rook had nothing else to offer. Once they'd gotten back to civilization, they'd be able to find someone better suited to healing something so bad. Damocles was nearby, and apparently watching him. You're very dedicated. Rook could only shrug.
I was chosen to be Nightingale's personal knight. I'd be embarrassed if I couldn't completely deal with injuries.
Damocles nodded, looking away from him. You're Esper. She's from Arcala, isn't she? Was she the same race that built this place? Rook turned to answer, but Suri spoke first. Rook got the sense that she was paying far more attention to his exploits than she normally did. She was appearing now at a moment's notice without him calling her.
I am. Do you require something?
Suri appeared fully opaque now, even as the amulet glowed bright.
I will provide it if I can.
Many of the doors we've encountered down here needed Theodosian to open. Why would that be?
Damocles asked. Suri seemed amused as she looked him over.
How much do you know about Theodosian?
Damocles glanced over to Justice, who shuffled uncomfortably in her seat, squeezing her book a little tighter across her chest.
I know the denizens of Arcala got it first.
Justice sounded nervous.
I know the Theodosian books chose their mage, not the other way around. I know that at one time the magic might have been as common as assemblage or crore, but now it's all but disappeared. Does all that sound right?
Rook didn't expect much of an answer out of Suri. She'd always been evasive when he asked about what her life was like, or her people. Yet she didn't vanish, or look away, or say anything coy this time.
That is correct. However, the Targetis' siren, the Nixie, all manners of creature from Arcala, did not create Theodosian books for themselves. They were given to us by, well, Middarans are fond of calling them dragons. Got excited, guys. Give me a minute. Most of my kind see them as divine creatures, and their gift of this powerful magic was our reward for faithful service. Dragons are awesome. Theodosians became so integrated into daily life at one point during our history that it used to serve as a test of competency. Sealing our doors with it would ensure that valuable secrets could not be accessed by those who did not have the understanding to use them wisely.
Justice nodded.
What about the Pontifex? The Grim Deacons want it, but we don't know why. Do you know anything about what it does?
Suri seemed uneasy, but still she didn't disappear.
The word Pontifex is a human one. We called them Alcadema. I have never seen one in person. The technique we used to create them is lost now, even to us. I only know they would be immediately valuable to many of Arcala's natives. These Grim Deacons might simply be seeking material gain.
Justice laughed.
I wish. That would be so much easier.
She started digging around in her book, flipping to what looked like an index before turning to the back.
Just how many pages are in that thing?
Rook asked. Justice shrugged, biting one of her fingers in concentration as she pored over the book.
Never the same amount twice,
she muttered. Suri seemed amused by her sudden study. Justice's expression of concentration soon changed to one of satisfaction, and she pointed dramatically.
Ha! My book didn't say anything about the Pontifex. Altadema, though. It says that Anne needs to turn her page to 254. Information is in the restricted archives. Right here.
She turned the book around, pointing.
I can take us there right now.
The book had drawn some kind of map upon its pages. The ink wobbled and moved as if it might spill off the pages at any moment.
Remi can't be moved right now.
Rook said, rising and gesturing to her.
She needs rest if her wing is going to heal.
Didn't you fix her?
Damocles asked.
Cleared out the wound and splintered them, but that's not the same thing.
Rook said.
She needs a magical healer. Bearing that, she at least needs some sleep. Not to mention, we're pretty sure we know the way out now, too. Nightingale is still waiting for us up on the surface. We should get back together with her before we go any deeper.
Saphir could be down there.
Justice insisted, pointing at her map.
If Nightingale doesn't talk to him, it doesn't matter if we get back together or not. The Maluma will kill her regardless.
By then, Zeke was on his feet again, looking more awake. Look, you're both right, he said. I think I have a plan. Flag
This is an
check.
aggressive affirmation of correctness.
Does the party have the story flag experience guide?
Yes.
Continue to dangerous split on page 254.
We're continuing to safe
You
rested,
don't know how to read.
but they switched the text for these stories.
Oh, okay.
So the text for safe resting is under dangerous split,
Yeah.
and vice versa.
So we are going to dangerous split.
What?
Josh read ahead, and the story didn't make sense if we did it the way the book said.
Yeah. They switched the text or the titles around.
Zeke continued. Can't drag Remi around, being hurt as she is, but we can't just ignore this opportunity. Nightingale's on a short timer here. I think maybe we split up. Damocles, Justice, and I can go down into wherever. He pointed at the inky picture on the Book of Theodotion. Rook and Padrick, you can stay up here with Remi and wait for us. I'm sure it won't take long, but if it does, you two can go get Nightingale in the morning, then go back and search for us. We'll chalk the walls or something. Real by-the-book Dungeons & Dragons stuff. It's not like you could get lost with Suri to guide you anyway. That actually sounds like the best plan, Damocles sighed. I don't like splitting up, but we are running out of time. Remember, our enemies are moving against us. Echo and her allies won't be sitting in the cave doing nothing while we search out their secrets.
All right.
Rook sighed.
Just, if it looks too dangerous, come back. We can wait if it means having our full strength.
Woo-wee! Travel safe! Padrick said, and sat on the other side of Remi. Rook laid his back against the wall where nothing could sneak up on him.
All right, Remi. Sleep well.
Besides him, Gage approached, nuzzling Rook's free hand before taking up a post beside him.
Right. Forgot about you. Guess there's 3 of us.
Continue to the archives on page 255.
So if you read the other story, Anne, Podrick isn't in there.
One?
Huh?
What, Anne?
The difference between safe resting and dangerous split is just that Podrick talks in one of them.
And Podrick's there, yes. And the criteria is, do you have experience guide, which is Podrick. That's the only difference,
Okay.
yes.
Justice ran through the halls, fueled by her curiosity. She barely felt the fatigue of the day's struggles, renewed by her intense need to know more. At the bottom of the stairs, they'd found another sealed door. On this floor, there was far less of the rotten decay that she had come to expect from the upper levels. The intricate bas-reliefs on the walls were as crisp as the day they'd been carved, and the colorful paint had lost none of its intensity to time. "Wait for us!" she heard Zeke call, running down the hallway behind her. Damn Oakley's wasn't far behind him, the bobbing light of someone's glowstone the only clue to their exact position. There was something ahead, a dark space like a gigantic open mouth towering over and around her. Of course, her tome had already given her the direction she needed. She hurried over to the wall where a small metal plate engraved with more symbols was set.
Look at how this place looks.
Justin pointed out, studying the symbols.
If it's this pristine, I bet any books down here will be in great condition.
Nerd. She pressed her hand to the steel and read them in a tremulous voice, forcing herself to slow so that she wouldn't bungle any of the pronunciation. The Nixie words felt awkward on her tongue, and she felt the strange magic burning as she spoke. A thread of power connected her and the strange book that had changed everything and taken her ordinary life away. As Justice knew they would, her words brought the ancient spell to life, and the whole archives were suddenly illuminated with a swell of green. It came in a line, arcing straight up along a groove in the wall, and all the way to the ceiling, where the glowing green split into an intricate, overlapping geometric pattern. The shelves, the furniture, the decorations were all made of crystal, with creams of quartz mixed with rarer minerals in a stunning way. The shelves were overflowing with books of all kinds, and each section glowed with helpful runes to direct a prospective reader. The archives might have been beautiful were it not for the bodies. As the darkness around Justice abated, she saw, to her horror, that she was almost completely surrounded. The ground floor had a massive hole in the marble, like a gigantic burrow. Partially digested carcasses were scattered around it. Damocles called for Justice a moment later. "Damn it! Don't get separated like that," Damocles shouted.
I thought you were the only other intelligent person in this group.
Welcome to the archive.
A voice called from up above. Justice looked up and found a humanoid figure leaning casually on the top level, arms folded as she watched with obvious amusement. For a moment, Justice thought it was a Lakshmi. But the closer Justice looked, the more obvious the differences became. This one had porcelain skin instead of Lakshmi's darker mahogany, and her eyes looked devoid of any emotion. Her outfit was adorned with keys, like she wore the countless keys instead of keeping them in a bag. A pair of larger ones even floated on either side of the girl, humming with magical energy. Then something with knives peeked around the girl's ankles, a small doll smiling wickedly at her. Out of the darkness, a few more appeared at different angles around the room, and Justice remembered Lakshmi telling them about the others of her kind. The gatekeepers weren't always friendly.
Please try not to get any blood on the books.
The strange voice said.
They're quite rare.
Continue to independent bravery on page 256. Jesus, story time. Breeze's path took her and Nightingale through a tight corridor littered with bones, many with scraps of flesh still clinging to them. Nightingale swallowed back the bile in her throat as she plugged her nose. Some of the bodies were obviously animals, but many more were not. How many people had Alana murdered, she thought in disgust.
Countless.
The Maluma's voice sounded unnaturally thin, as if it was trying to speak to her from as far away as possible.
This path is not advisable.
Nightingale's expression grew angry.
Getting killed by a trap isn't in your grand plan.
Nightingale hissed under her breath.
With no body to jump to, you'd be stuck here. What?
Breeze glanced at Nightingale.
Oh, nothing.
Nightingale said quickly. Breeze must have thought she was a bit crazy. Or perhaps she hadn't met a lot of humans. In either case, Nightingale just hoped her new nymph friend wasn't too weirded out by her occasional arguments with Maluma. Before Breeze could question it any more, Nightingale decided to bring up something else.
This place just doesn't look good. I mean, I know Alana is the real threat, but this doesn't exactly look like the safest route. Safest?
Breeze asked, her face paling as they continued on. Her expression was one of resolve, but the further underground they got, the weaker she looked.
Nothing is safe here, but we are less likely to die going this way. Well, that's comforting.
Nightingale muttered.
If Alana acts as she has before, she will go and gather the prey that she has captured.
Breeze continued.
While she does that, she will leave her lair unprotected. We'll move in behind her and rescue anyone she's keeping there. Then we'll have numbers when we find your friends. We're going to her lair?
Nightingale shivered.
I guess that explains the bodies. Yes.
Breeze looked away.
Many were part of my tribe. She killed so many.
Nightingale fell silent as they passed through an open doorway into a large dark space. She held up a glowstone, trying to get a better view. Even then, she could only barely make out the ceiling. It was a huge dome, the lower tiers of which were lined with numerous shelves of rotting books. There was more refuse on the ground as well, and the huge opening clearly used by Alana's worm. There was a single human figure waiting in one corner of the room, and Nightingale felt relief flow into her when her light fell on it. It wasn't Alana, but Lakshmi.
Lakshmi!
Nightingale called, waving energetically.
It's so good to see ya.
The creature turned. It was a gatekeeper, but it definitely wasn't Lakshmi. This gatekeeper seemed made of bright metal. Breeze retreated in fear, slashing at the ground in front of her with one hand. A barrier of sturdy wood appeared there, breaking through the cement as though it were accelerated through decades of natural growth. Nightingale backed away, putting up her arms.
Hey, we don't mean any harm. There's no need to fight.
In answer, the creature screamed, if it could be called a scream. It was more like the protests of a dying engine. The screams died down as the gatekeeper dropped a pair of strange dolls. It looked like they were made in the image of their master, with small knives to scale. The dolls jerked into motion, advancing on Nightingale. Continue to Gatekeepers of Gahanna on page 257. In her excitement, Justice sprinted up ahead. As she rounds a corner, she's greeted by strange marionettes that bounce across the stone floor towards her. She stops short as she sees a chamber ahead is filled with monsters. It seems that her enthusiasm has led her headlong into a dangerous situation. Elsewhere, Nightingale is faced with her own dilemma and prepares for a fight alongside her new friend. Board cam.
What does the sound of a dying engine sound like?
Like, Josh.
Yes, board cam is set up so nicely.
Josh, make the sound of a dying engine. No, not you when you're hungry, a dying engine.
It's the same thing.
It's his engine dying, his personal engine.
I don't get it. All right. Zoom out just a tad. Boop, 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 ba-doo. Okay, so there is dual encounters going on right now. So that's cool. Got that going for us, which is nice. So Nightingale is in her own room on the very bottom of the screen. This little standee here is Breeze. So that's your homegirl right now. This is Gatekeeper down on this end. Wow, who is the hot standee? That's Breeze. She's your pal. And then there's these poppets, which are represented by the tokens down on the board. So Breeze is played as a character here. Also, Josh, you gave me Nightingale stuff.
Yeah.
Why?
Switch's character, they're playing?
Why?
I don't know what you're doing with that pile of stuff.
I'm making a mess. I never set it up. Do I need to set it up?
Yeah, you should.
Why didn't you do it before the stream?
I handed it to you to do it.
Can you make the
exposure
camera
better?
darker?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you didn't fix that before we went live. Oh, goodness.
Because we do it all live.
We do it live. Dude.
Is that good?
So do you have the stats updated?
I updated.
That's too dark now.
Too late?
Yeah. Too dark. Boop. Ba-doop.
Fair?
Ba-doop. 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 It's very gray.
Fried chicken, and I had myself on mute, so I'm not chomping in everybody's ear. I'm trying to be considerate. I'm trying.
How's that, Matt?
Hard for me.
That's much better. Thank you, Joshua. Oh my goodness, you guys have so many items.
Publix fried chicken at that. Oh, yeah. Only to be outdone by Popeyes, but Popeyes is too far away.
Matt, I just need to know your full health.
Yes.
I think it's like 25.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. So it's 12 plus 8, that's 20, plus 2, that's 22, plus 3, 25.
Okay, and then I need to know Twitch's health.
Twitch has 12 plus 4, so that's 16.
And then I need
I'm
to
sorry,
know,
minus
should be
3.
13, right?
Yeah, 13.
And then what's their defense?
Their defense is 9 plus 2, so that's 11. 11.
Movement
6.
and armor.
Armor is 0.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Everything should be updated.
Scooby-Doo. So now it's time for the initiative track, right? Oh, I talked about what was on the bottom. I didn't even finish there. So there's the poppets, which are the tokens. This is a red totem, so as soon... Oh, it's... Yeah, you could see it. And lean to the side. Other side.
Wait, which side?
Other side.
Other
Yeah,
side.
There you
every
go.
time.
So here's a red totem. So as soon as you pass through into this section here, you'll activate it. There's also a blue objective token there. There's a place by me that makes amazing Cajun fried chicken. I didn't see the rest
They
of it.
inject it with Cajun
You.
before frying it.
Real
But we were
Cajuns?
talking about our chicken.
All right, so up here, I'm starting up here. Then this is Josh playing as Damocles.
Yep.
Justice is over here. There's a blue totem back here. This is all impassable terrain, so Justice would need to go into this section here to activate the blue totem. She's surrounded by these creepy marionette dudes. And then there's some Blighted Guardians here and here. And then there's another Gatekeeper back here with a loot chest. All right.
Read the text at the top of the page or no?
Yeah.
I just couldn't recall.
Maybe if you paid attention once in a while. Special encounter rules. Dual encounters represent two different encounters happening simultaneously. When setting up this encounter, set up the tiles, tokens, and figures for setup 1 separately from setup 2. When playing a dual encounter, players will use a single initiative track, share special encounter rules, and otherwise take turns normally. However, no tile, token, or figure can interact with any tile, token, or figure from a different setup. Each setup has its own unique end conditions. Figures on each setup will continue taking turns until their setup's end condition is met. This means that it's possible that one setup ends before the other. In these cases, simply ignore the tiles, tokens, or figures on the finished setup. Dual encounters may reference each other in certain ways using special encounter rules, but they are otherwise unconnected. Breeze, the tenacious nymph. When setting up this tile, she's got her things out. This card will be used during the encounter. Breeze follows the rules of an adventure.
What did you just say?
She's got her stuff out. These cards will be used during the encounter. Breeze follows the rules of an adventurer, even though she uses a command combatant card. Outbound Party. The active group is not used to determine which adventurers are selected this encounter. Instead, the setup diagrams will indicate which adventurers are played. The adventurers selected in this way do not represent the active group and thus may not trade items before or after this encounter. Adventurers in the active group may still trade items as normal. Achievement. So there's... What are the rules for a poppet?
It's on the Gatekeeper card.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's part of the Gatekeeper
okay.
setup.
Cool.
So Seraphony did costume time.
Yeah.
And they said details whoever dropped the ball on setup time.
What does that mean? On setup.
Fight.
What do you mean on setup?
Drop the board on setting up everything.
Yeah.
I blame you because we're looking at auctions until 7:45.
7:30.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Sure.
Best 2 out of 3.
Sure.
And we go on shoot.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Yes! What? That was not enough!
Whatever. We died.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ah! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yeah!
Damn it. Okay.
Josh is going to go
Guys,
Sailor
it's
Moon
so
now.
dumb.
All right, so initiative track time. And who do you think's up first?
Brooke, I have to do it. Josh isn't going to be here. I gotta
Hey,
keep
video
up
game
his shit.
voyeur. It's actually Zeke. I'm going first. Guess who's up next?
Lame. Brooke.
Damn, Oakleys! Guess who's up third?
Brooke.
They call her the Breeze. Guess who's up fourth?
Brooke.
Nightingale! And your forehead's chopped off. Guess who's up fifth?
I know, man. It's either...
It's almost like you tilted your screen down after we were set up when we told you not to. Guess who's up fifth?
Shut up, Matthew. You're a big mouth.
Justice! Guess who's up sixth?
Remi.
The Gatekeeper. Guess who's up seventh?
Brooke.
The Blighted Guardian. So it's funny, all the monsters are last. It's all of us first.
That was pretty good. I was waiting for another one. I needed it to be Gage.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm like, ugh.
Okay, so just so you know, there's some special conditions here. For setup 1, which is the main board where all of us are playing, are defeat all the opponents. For board number 2, which is where Twitch is playing, the end condition is beat all the opponents.
Super complicated.
Yeah. There is an achievement called Pop It Be Gone. If you defeat the Gatekeeper in setup 2, and no adventurer started their turn on the same space as a puppet during the encounter, read the following hidden text. So this is setup 2, so if Twitch kills the Gatekeeper, and no adventurer started their turn on the same space as a puppet during the encounter. So if you stay away from the puppets, then you get a special thing.
Well, how do the puppets move? Because is there a condition by which it says move to the same space as the adventurer?
Well, let me read the Gatekeeper card. So the Gatekeeper
What an interesting
is
concept.
this over here. Has a passive ability, has protection and resistance to ranged attacks. I don't remember what
What is protection again?
I was just about to say, I don't remember what protection is. Let me check my tokens over here. Protection. I don't know. We don't have any protection over here. So funny.
That was a bad joke, and you should feel bad about it.
So I'll wait for Sailor Josh to get back to look it up. And then it has Poppet. Poppets can share the same space as any other figures and do not block line of sight or affect movement. While an opponent shares a space with a Poppet, they may not dodge, and if they would provoke a break attack from a Poppet, they are dealt 1 magic damage. At the start of the Gatekeeper's turn, all Poppets move up to 2 spaces towards the nearest opponent. So, the flow there is there a Poppet adjacent? Warp 1 Poppet to each space occupied by an opponent adjacent to the Gatekeeper, prioritizing Poppets not currently occupying a space with a figure. Then move up to 4 spaces farther from opponents. This movement does not provoke break attacks. Continue down. Is there an opponent that shares a space with a Poppet? Cast a spell 6 against all opponents with at least 1 Poppet on the space they occupy. Deal a green die of damage for each Poppet on the space the target occupies. Can it move and put an opponent within Sphere of Influence? Move to as many opponents as possible within Sphere of Influence, then cast a spell 6 prioritizing the opponent who is adjacent to the most figures. Deal a separate gray die of magic damage to the target and all figures adjacent. She's nasty.
That's nasty.
So
I have protection when casting a spell.
Then why don't you use it, Anne?
Those are my wings! Why are y'all wearing all my costumes? You don't fit in my costumes! Stay out of them! You guys just... I hate you. Just
Protection.
I hope he feels good about that.
Yes.
When casting a spell against a figure with protection, that figure adds a black die to their conviction dice when making a conviction check.
Ooh.
All books rolled in this way add +1 to the conviction check.
Ooh, that's nasty. Okay.
So it's going to get higher conviction, which is rough for Nightingale because Nightingale is very magic-based.
Indeedly doodly neighborroony. So how do we avoid Poppets? Don't be adjacent? Pretty much. It sounds like don't be adjacent, and then as they move to you, don't get within 2 spaces of a Poppet. So, like, try and stay away from Poppets. Poppet! It's like Poppet. So you can't kill a Poppet, I guess.
Do they have their own health?
No. Like, I don't have a card for them or anything. They're just, like, little a-holes.
Yep.
Is there a set... That is not what I meant to do. Is there a set number of Poppets?
There are.
Or do they spawn?
Nope, there are 4 Poppets on the map that we're on and 2 Poppets on the map that Twitch is on. So,
so does that special encounter rule only apply to Nightingales, or is that for both simultaneous encounters?
That is only for Nightingales. So we can deal with the Poppets however we so choose. Get it? Got it. Good.
Can I just have them all run to you?
Considering I'm the furthest away from them, probably not. So it's my turn first. I don't even know what I want to do
What
here.
else is new?
What do I want to do here? I'm going to... Should I bother? I don't think I'm going to bother with the Hastened Core. I don't think I need it. Okay. I'm going to spend an SP, and I'm going to move. What's my movement, Josh? 8?
I believe so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll chill there.
Can you kill a thingy or no?
You kill what?
You can't kill the Poppets, or you can't do anything with them.
Where were you?
I was getting into a costume.
No, you can't kill
My
Poppets.
costume.
Oh, but Breeze might be onto a space with a Poppet, then we lose the achievement, right? No? No?
It said any what? Where's my
If you defeat the
picture of my
Poppet, if
setup?
you defeat the Gatekeeper in setup 2, and no adventurer started their turn on the same space as a Poppet during the encounter. So I guess...
She isn't an adventurer. She's a combatant.
Yeah, it says Breeze follows the rules of an adventurer even though she uses a combatant card.
Oh, okay.
So then, yeah, you don't want Breeze to be on that either.
Do you find out what that objective token is there or no?
What?
Do you have any idea what that objective token on that map is or no?
No. Does when you activate this token...
Read the text.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's actually...
What?
which one is that?
The blue one? Is it blue?
Okay, maybe I'm just reading a little bit too far ahead. Okay. So, I'm up first. I move there. We get 3 SP per turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to hang out there.
Okay.
I'm okay with this. Damn, Oakleys! It's your turn.
All right.
That was it? That's what you did with your whole turn?
Yeah.
Matt, can I have,
I'm not the one in the
Nothing?
front line.
Can I have 2 SP tokens, please?
Hi! Video Game Player's daughter says she wanted to say hi.
Hi.
Make sure you say hello.
Hello. Hello, Poppet.
Where did the other one go? There it is. All right. So...
We'll tell you when we need to roll Ice Chamber. So Josh is playing as damn Oakleys, who is over here right now in the back.
Well, they're playing as Twitch, so rolling is not the whole part, right? Like, where...
Right, so you can start formulating what you want to do.
Where are they on the track?
Nightingale's down here.
Oh.
So Breeze is going to go
interesting.
first, so I guess it's beneficial for them to see what Breeze does, and then
Yeah.
follow suit with their turn. So I'm going to actually...
Who's controlling Breeze, and what does she do?
So Breeze is a combatant card, so she has an auto flow. Oh, no, she doesn't. She actually... Oh, so
She plays like an adventurer.
She plays like an adventurer. So she's got a 0 SP ability there for Wooden Aegis, which is exhaust. When Breeze is the target of an attack, she gains 3 armor. She's got Bark Bite, which is her attack for 2 SP. She's got Soul Clear, which is remove an effect from a figure within Sphere of Influence. That's nice. She's got Revitalize, so heals an ally within Sphere of Influence 3. And then she's got Awakening Avulsion, which is cast a spell 6, deal 5 magic damage, and if the conviction check is failed by 3 or more, inflict wilt. She's also got 14 health, 12 defense, 6 movement, 1 armor. She rolls a teal and a green combat die, and yeah. So
Who's going to be controlling her? Is that going to be Twitch?
Me. Because I can. Josh is having analysis paralysis right now.
I haven't played as Damocles yet, so I'm just kind of reading up on.
You go in there, you say, "Swear to me," and
Yeah.
you tank it up.
So he has...
You're a damage-soaked tank.
He has 7 movement. Can he get within range of...
7 movement. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, or I guess not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you spend an extra SP, you can get
I go
into-
through you.
Oh, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you can get adjacent to
And
this guy.
I go just walk through the puppets?
Yeah, they don't impede movement or anything.
Okay. I guess I'll attack this guy.
Puppets.
2-5 damage, even if conviction. Is it an automatic 5
it's an
magic damage?
It's an auto 5 damage. So cast a spell 6, deals 5 damage, and if the conviction check is failed by... Oh, I'm sorry. No. I read that wrong. It deals 5 damage if you beat the conviction check.
Yeah.
But if it fails by more than 3, then you gain wilt. They give wilt also.
And what is Wilt do again?
He was a center for the Lakers, Wilt Chamberlain.
I rolled a
so
13, Matt.
Hold on. So Wilt is when determining damage, roll the black die. For each additional shield rolled, add +1 irreducible damage. That's nice. You rolled a 13 against the Blighted Guardian.
Yep.
They have 13 defense.
Okay.
That's a hit.
I have no symbols to help.
You get a vow token.
Yes, I would have used In Dreams to do that. I get a vow token.
Well, also your knife.
Um,
Or is that only when it damages?
the follow-up of the stack deals damage.
Oh, okay. So you can't do 1 extra damage? You also can give a vow token to someone within Sphere of Influence.
While he's going through analysis
So
paralysis,
when this
Matt, if
attack
you're
hits, I
playing
get a
as
vow
Breeze,
token. So can I then spend the vow token immediately, Matt?
I think so.
So then I would be +2 damage.
Yeah.
Which
Because
would
what's the text on the attack?
it says make an attack. When this attack hits, gain a vow token.
So when it hits,
Yes.
not when you're applying damage.
Not when you're playing it. When
Yeah.
it hit. So it hit. So I spend the 2 to
So
do
you
2 more.
you gain the vow token. You can then give a vow token to someone in your sphere of influence.
I'll give it to Justice.
All right. So Justice gets a vow token. Then you immediately use your vow token.
Yep.
And you do damage.
Yep. And then my passive is follow up. If this attack dealt damage, gain a vow token.
Which means that you can give someone in sphere of influence a vow token.
Yep. I'll give Nightingale. I'm gonna give Justice another vow token
Okay.
because I assume she's just gonna blow these up,
Yeah, probably.
and you're not gonna do much at the moment.
Thanks.
You will, but like
Also, you need to make a Force 13 check.
conviction check, right? So I have a purple and a white. I rolled an 8.
You have disease,
Yay.
which means it is a passive. You may not have positive effects or remove damage tokens or other effects.
Okay.
But your vow tokens are still good.
So what happened? What's the Blighted Guardian's text? Like if I'm standing next to it, it.
Anytime the Blighted Guardian is dealt damage, inflict disease on all adjacent opponents.
All right. Already Jason. I can move diagonal if I want. I just don't think it's worth it.
Where I can't see.
There, diagonally.
Sneaky move, sis. Win condition is kill all the baddies on both boards. This is actually 2 separate maps that we're doing right now, Video Game Voyeur. Nightingale, controlled by you, is in their own map with a nymph named Breeze, and then the rest of us are in a separate map.
I think that's the end of my turn.
so
Yes, Sam?
I was going to give you more time while you were still thinking. I thought it would be a good idea for Matt to kind of talk with Twitch if he's going to play as Breeze, to kind of figure out what you guys wanted to do on that map.
Breeze is Breeze got her own stuff going on.
So you guys want to be at least 2 spaces away from the
The puppets.
puppets?
Yeah. Okay. So we've got 3 SP on Breeze. I'm over there. Poppets are back there. My sphere of influence is what, 4 default, Josh?
Yep.
Okay. It's kind of weird that there's no way to kill the poppets. So, I mean, I feel like I could just run in and hit the totem. That's a good idea, right?
Can you get it? Can you access the objective thing from that side?
No.
is that
It's all
impass-
impassable terrain.
So you have to
there.
go around.
So she's got a movement of 6. So I wouldn't be able to get in and then not deal with the poppets. Poppets do the same thing. They kind of impede. They provoke break attacks and slash at your ankles, pretty much. But there's no condition for us to try to avoid them otherwise. So movement can't be done diagonally, right? Josh is ignoring me and texting.
Yeah, movement can't be done diagonally.
Okay. So I would be safe if I was able to move onto the space where the totem was.
Where's the space with the totem?
Totem is back
The
here.
red.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4,
How are you
5,
getting that far?
6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would have to spend all of my SP to move onto that space.
And then you're going to have a poppet on the beginning of your turn, so you want to get the achievement, right?
Why would a poppet be on me at the
I thought
beginning?
they
Right.
move up to 2 spaces to somewhere.
Right. So if I'm over here and they can't move diagonally, and
Oh,
that's,
you're moving to that space?
that's what I was saying, Mr. Texty Text.
I thought you said 7 movements, like, line of sight of it. And then you're saying spend your other 2 movement SP to move the rest?
You weren't
Okay.
paying attention to anything I was saying. So would Josh have gotten a break attack?
Would that pop it have attacked me when I ran by it?
Pop
Mhm.
it.
Yes, if it would otherwise provoke a break attack.
Oh, yeah, you automatically
You
dealt
take
1
it-
magic damage.
Just 1 magic damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, granted, you broke attack 2 of them, so you take 2 magic damage.
Okay.
And then if you're on a space with a Pop-It, you can't dodge.
Okay.
To be fair to Josh, it was probably a sexty sext. Ew.
So you would be taking, in order to get there, you would also take damage from break attacks from those two, right, Matt?
That's correct. Well, no, I would only
How
have
much
to
health
take
does Bree
damage
have?
from one of them because I can move through them, right?
You would take a damage
Oh,
from both of
yeah, I
them.
would take a damage from this one here. Whatever. YOLO. All right, so I'm going to spend...
Well, what does, if you, I know your favorite thing to do is to play co-op games, but I also know that our Middara watchers are, like, they have a lot of input on the strategy. So what is you going there doing for you and Nightingale as a team?
It's activating the totem, and hopefully something cool happens that helps us.
Or makes it worse.
YOLO!
Wait,
So,
we resistance. So is that a 0 or does it round up?
So Twitch has magic resistance, right?
they have magic resistance.
So is that 0 damage, then... Is that 1 damage now 0 damage?
It's rounded up.
It's rounded up, so it's 1. Okay. I mean, otherwise, all I'm going to do is move like 2 spaces forward and then end my turn. That's my biggest concern.
So the one thing is you can move to the totem, and then depending on what happened, you could also run back 4 spaces.
That's actually very true. Let's do that. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll spend another SP to go here. I still have 1 more movement, and then that activates the red totem. Right?
Yep.
Okay. And do you think it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad thing because you activated it.
A chest sits undisturbed in the small corner. Place a random loot token on this space the totem is occupying. Then make a perception 10 check. If you pass, read below. So I need a loot token. See, look, I spawned loot
You have
for
no
us.
perception, map.
Oh, what do you mean I have no perception? Oh, I guess I don't. What do I roll?
2 purple dice.
Pick one.
Right hand.
Put that on the red totem. Boop, 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 ba-doo. I need purple dice right now. Gonna roll some purple dice. Gonna roll 2 7s and see everything. 2 7s! Yeah!
Did you actually?
Yeah,
Did you
Yeah,
really?
he did.
Oh my god.
Booyakasha!
I am quite impressed. I tip my hat, good sir.
You notice a hole between the books on the shelf across from the chest. It's likely the chest is trapped. Perhaps whatever comes out of this hole could be used to your advantage. So which direction is it
So what do you
facing
need? You
now?
need to line it up? I would assume it'd be going north, right? Like it would
No, I would
shoot
assume
exactly where
yeah.
you are.
Yeah, it would probably shoot in that direction. So
you would want to activate it from the sides.
from the can I go on the other side? Yeah, I can.
Can you stand on the
where
objective token?
is?
So yeah, I would have to stand on where the objective token is. So I still have 1 more movement, so I move there. And then I have to spend another SP. So I'm only going to stand on top of the chest. I can't actually...
You don't have enough SP to activate it either.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. So Josh, can you put me on top of the chest? I'm standing on top of the trap chest.
It's a tarp. It's a
And
tarp.
you take
You know,
you
Josh,
took 2 damage, so where does that put your health?
my health is now at 12. So Josh, I figured with wings, you'd be able to stand up more gently.
No.
You gotta flutter them, Joshua, as you stand up.
They're very tight around my shoulders.
I told you, neither you nor Matt fit in my clothes. I don't know why you two are insistent upon trying to.
I fit in the cat suit. All right, so now it is Nightingale's turn. So Nightingale, Twitch, what you guys want to do? So you have the expanded sphere of influence, right?
Yeah, so it's 6 spaces.
Yeah, they've got 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they move 1 space forward,
They'll be out of the reach of the poppets.
and they can pew the gatekeeper.
They could.
Yeah, I know he did. Twice he stretched out the cat suit.
So first and foremost, I'm assuming Doombreak here?
Doom break.
Oh, don't they have something that lets them move for free?
Yep, they do have something else that lets them in for free, too.
Where's that at?
That's their
infection.
infectious.
Infection.
The infection. Reduce the cost of the standard action by 1. So they can move for free then.
Yep. And they could Doom break and get an SP, which...
And then they can pew 4 times.
Or they could liquid... They could do liquefy.
Organic liquefy.
Or use their spear spell once.
That's true too. So Twitch, what do you peeps want to do? What do you
I'm
peeps?
waiting for Saturn video games. They usually have very good thought out strategies.
Or pew.
What's the conviction
Or
on the gatekeepers?
The conviction on the gatekeepers is a green die and a gray die. That's really high.
I want to do the thing that is the best.
I think it's pew time, not organic liquefy.
Could do a lot of damage.
Why?
Because isn't that the difference? Deal magic
No,
damage equal
it's-
to the number rolled on the target's 2 best conviction die. Oh,
Yeah.
that can do a shitload of damage.
As long as you beat it.
As long as you beat it.
Yeah.
So they can.
And it's the value, but you don't get the ads, right? So you got to beat it, and you need to beat the addition from the books 8 to 19. Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah. So it's a spell 6 from you guys. You've got a casting upgrade to red.
Yeah.
So
I think it makes more sense for them to use the spear. If they fail a roll, they can put tokens on it. And then spend a bunch of those tokens to do organic liquefy in the future. If it hasn't died yet.
It's been a while since we've seen the spear because, the Nightingale wasn't in the last 2 or so. Can you put that back up on the screen so we can read it?
So this, most importantly, will look past that passive ability. Or I guess when determining the force of a spell, tokens on this card may be spent to add +1 to the roll. So I see what you're saying about the tokens. So it has Exhaust. When you fail to affect a target with a spell, add 1 SP as an ability token on this card. And then Exhaust, 1 SP, cast a spell 6, target do a green die of damage. So Josh is saying do Gore Shot here. And if it misses, then you could bank that on this card, maybe do that for a round or 2, and then hopefully you can beat the crap out of it with Organic Liquefy.
Yeah. The other thing is they could also empower a spell by spending an extra SP and use the black die. Mm-hmm. And the black die, for every book they roll, give +1 to the roll. But if they roll Skull, they do damage to themselves.
And can you read the text on protection again?
It says that when you attack somebody against protection, that person rolls a black die, and any books rolled that way add +1 to the conviction check.
Gotcha.
We can roll 9 to 15, so odds are low.
Is that considered an effect? Because, can I use Soul Clear from Breeze to remove that from the Nymph? Or probably not because it's on the
It's
card.
on the card. It would have to be like an actual token.
No, it's a tag.
Okay. So,
It was a good thought, though, Matt.
Gore Shot?
Step forward and Gore Shot.
Well, what were they saying about 9 to 14?
That's what they can roll for spells.
Don't they have a reroll?
Yeah, their dress lets them reroll once.
Oh, yeah. So, they could kind of go balls to the wall here if they want.
They're saying Doom, Pew.
There is a liquefy.
Oh, yeah, because then you can technically bank 1 if the Pew fails on round 1 and then be able to have +1 to your result and use the dress to reroll that.
Yep.
That's a good idea. I like that video game lawyer. So we're going to go ahead and get a free SP to move forward. So Pew for that. Then we're going to Doom Break. So we need a black die to be rolled to see if you exhaust it or not.
flip it.
Or flippy. It is exhausted. I'm exhausted.
Why can you only get 1 token?
Because you have to exhaust the spear to get it each round.
Yep.
Okay.
So they're fine.
Yep.
I'm going to clear that out. Now they're going to Pew. So that's Gore Shot. So they need to roll
A red die.
Red die.
And then the conviction check of the gatekeeper.
Which is green and gray.
And a black.
And
because
a
they have
black.
protection.
And a black.
And
Yeah.
a black because they have protection.
What Joshua said.
So 7 on the red
that's
die.
A good roll.
That's
and then
very
5 on the
good.
green.
We need the gray. Oh.
So that's 15, and they got a
13.
No books.
13.
No books, but that's
Is it only books on the black die or all dice?
Books of the black die. All books rolled in this way. So only books in the black die.
okay. So they didn't pew it. So they could tap their spear now, right?
Yep.
You did, Ice Chamber. You 100% screwed it up. Thank you. So they tap that. They get a token on it. Throw that. And then now they're going to spend their remaining SP to Organic Liquefy, which is casting a red die
Same thing.
against green and gray and black.
Couldn't you wait? Don't you have the option to use the dress to re-roll that gray die?
But you would want to re-roll. No, on their dice, not.
Yeah, they can only re-roll the die that Twitch rolls.
And it makes more sense to try to roll it on Organic Liquefy,
Oh.
which
Ugh.
doesn't help at all.
Yeah, so that was a waste because the red was extremely low, and that 9 is a killer there. So they can't re-roll the other. There's no reason for them to re-roll it because they can't beat it.
Yeah.
So that's just the end of their turn.
They can do ambitious.
Someone else has re-roll enemy die.
But what's the point of ambitious?
Give everyone SP.
But like,
They could gore shot some. It's an option. Does it? What's the ambitious say on the card?
Nightingale. All other allies gain 1 SP. Nightingale gains 2 SP.
So technically, it would give everyone else on the other map SP too.
I don't think it would. They're independent, so no.
So, but back to Shadowgray said it, and I thought somebody did have something that allows you to re-roll the enemy die.
They're not on the same map, so it doesn't matter if we did.
Does Nightingale have any consumables that let you do it?
So that's the MP3 player. After an opponent within Sphere of Influence makes a conviction check, reroll their conviction die.
Does it make sense to do that with Organic
They
Liquefy here?
can't.
I'm on a different map, so I can't do it.
So no.
Right. Okay, so that's the end of Nightingale's turn, unfortunately. Justice, it's your turn.
Okay, where am I? That's a Blighted Guardian, the purple thing?
Yeah,
No,
purple,
Blighted Guardian.
and this one up here is another Blighted Guardian.
Is that bottom right corner of the map is that a totem in the bottom left corner?
Yes, this is a blue totem. You would have to circle down this passageway here to get to it.
In the bottom right-hand corner, is that rocks impassable terrain? I can't see the red outline.
Yes, this is impassable terrain right here. Only directly straight in front of you is open to go through.
Do I play a Matthew and go down there by myself?
I'd be so happy if Josh gave you all the vow tokens so you could run away and activate the totem.
Is the center of the block that they are on, that blue square in the middle, is that impassable terrain or is that an open floor?
It's open. It's just hindrance terrain.
Yeah. It's hard to
Okay.
walk through.
So the first thing, did my Doom Break get better?
Yep.
Oh, she has a Doom Break too?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to Doom Break, Ann?
Yeah.
Get the totem, Ann. Sounds like an
Get the
amazing plan.
She killed a Bloody Guardian in front of me, so it doesn't kill me.
But if you take damage, you get a vow token, Josh. And then you could give me a vow token.
But the other one's going to give me damage. I don't need both.
And then you
of them
could get
to give me
another vow token. And you could give me another vow token. And then I could go in and explode them.
I just went to the dice thing and it's got my name from last time. That's funny. Okay, so I start with 3 SP. I'm going to roll my June break. I got 3 books and a shield.
So you're fine.
So now I have 4 SP.
Yep.
Yeah, Josh, you're the tank. Stop complaining about getting damaged.
He wants to be the tank until he's got to be the tank, and then he just wants to kill everybody. He just wants everybody to protect him.
Also, probably wasn't a smart idea for the damage-soaked tank to run in and get diseased right away, so you can't use any of your heal items.
Yep.
Just throwing that out there.
He plays it different. Let's use intervention, which is an ally within sphere of influence, gains an intervention token. Matthew, what's the intervention tokens do?
The intervention token allows you to reroll all dice you just rolled.
And we're going to give that to you, Matthew, because you're up next.
Thanks. Intervention.
That's fine. Do you need to move? How do you get rid of disease? I have no idea.
You have to use like a Baum. Or if he was on the same map as Breeze, Breeze could get rid of it for him.
Yep.
Yeah, well.
But he's not. So he can't. Doesn't
Matt,
someone
where are
have a
you
magic
going?
Baum? I thought we picked one up last time. Sorry, what were you saying, Ann?
Where are you going?
Where am I
I
going?
guess the gatekeeper's going to move next.
It kind of depends on what
Yeah, I
you're
have
doing, to be
wings.
honest.
We did. And I think any.
I'm definitely going to be. I think I'm going to be casting Courage Stifle.
Hey, stupid, you should have had Bomb.
Sure.
We actually did have Bomb. We didn't distribute the items that we got last time. So considering
Is
Josh's
that-
character had 0 items, he probably would have taken them anyways. Hashtag cheat.
Is that red lighted guardian in my line of sight?
No.
It is.
No, it's not.
Why isn't it?
Because there's impassable terrain right here.
She has to take a step forward.
Yes, you would have to take a step forward in.
Only one.
Yeah,
Right?
that would
Yep.
provoke a break attack, though. 1 magic damage.
From the poppet.
Yeah.
You could wing manifest yourself into the room.
Yeah, that sounds like it's a great idea. Okay, I'm going to cast Wings Manifest on myself.
Okay.
So now I have flight, which means I don't provoke break attack. And we're going to move 1 space forward.
Just one,
That
or do you want
puts
to
me
move in
No.
so you get targets everyone?
I can only target 1 person.
You're gonna have 3 SP. You could cast 3 spells.
Great, right, but okay, how much health does the Blade Guardian have?
20.
And so the maximum my Courage Cycle
9.
can do is 8.
Thought it was 9.
Is it?
Might be 9.
You may spend 1 SP to deal magic damage equal to 1 plus. Oh, 1 plus. So yeah, 6 and 3 is 9. So I need all 3.
You have also 2 vow
spells to
tokens
hit
on you.
1 person. Okay, Joshua, what if I F up a thing?
Okay.
I'm not, there's,
He wants you to be the tank. He wants
Just asking a
he wants
question.
the glass cannon to be the tank, Ann.
How much health does the
Right.
gatekeeper have?
The gatekeeper has 25 health.
Okay.
okay.
So, Ann, I moved you forward 1 space, and you're going to pew pew?
Oh, I have haste too. I forgot. So I I have 5. Just kidding. And intervention didn't take 1. Wings manifested, so now I have 4 SP.
Okay.
How does she have haste?
Do I spend my 2
Oh, I gave her the
from
tobacco,
the Puck Grand
that's
Classy
right.
Tobacco from you? I can spend. Do I want to do that now? Do I want to spend the 2 SP to do the book? No. No, I don't. Because we're attacking right now. Okay, so now I'm going to cast Courage Stifle. My casting die is a green and just a green die.
Okay.
What's the conviction of the thing?
Teal and orange. I just had Twitch roll them.
Awesome, thank you. So I rolled an 8 plus 6 is 14.
Okay. And let's see what
Roll.
they roll.
Badly,
Ice
guys.
Chamber, this is where you want to roll high. I know how Ice Chamber thinks. And they rolled a 10.
10.
Okay, so I hit.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to do 9 damage. So I used 1 to cast Courage Stifle, 1 to do the additional damage. So now I have 2 SP left.
Josh, you're diseased again.
Okay. Didn't I already do 2 damage to it?
Yeah, I never recorded it.
Okay.
You're right.
And then I can use a Vow token now to add 2 more.
It's not a tumor.
So that makes it, I did 11 damage plus Josh's 2,
Yep.
12, 13. So it has 7 health, Matt.
It has 7 health left, which means that, I mean, in all honesty, Anne, maybe you should bank that Vow token because it would have 9 health left the other way, and then if you hit it 1 time, you'd kill it.
I have 2 Vow tokens, right?
Right,
So you make
yeah.
sense, but I'm trying to make sure. Okay, so then that's fine. I'll bank the Vow token.
So you spend 1 or 2 vow token, or no vow tokens?
She's not spending any Vow
Okay.
tokens.
0.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Courage Stifle again.
Did you roll another 8?
Yeah, I did.
Nice! So orange and teal for Mr. Blighted Guardian over there, and he rolled a
Again. Roll badly.
5.
Yes! Okay. So now it has 9 health. So now I just do all 9 damage and I kill it.
You kill him. So Josh, tell us what we've won.
And you're down to 1 SP, right?
Yes.
Which you should probably bank on your book.
We won a unique loot.
Loot in the boot. A new car. This 1972 Toyota Corolla is equipped with power seats and an air conditioning.
You obviously have never been in a Corolla made before 1990 because neither power seats and air conditioning was probably a luxury too. Did you ever have a car with a crank window?
Yes.
Do you know what a crank window is?
It
Does
is
the Suburban
uncommon
have a
rarity.
crank window?
Matt, pick a number 1 through 4.
3. One of the Suburban is almost old enough to drink.
It's still weird when you guys pass through me.
We have an etched console, which is a green and red die to attack. It upgrades the casting to green, and that's flip. Learn any available level 1 discipline for free. Remove this discipline when this card is unflipped.
What? This is the best for justice.
That's actually really good for Justice.
She upgrades her book to a tablet.
Yeah. She does.
Oh. So that's the upgrade. Wait, go back again. What was it, the upgrade for that?
So you can, when you flip this, you learn a level 1 discipline for free, and then when it unflips, you unlearn it. So you can temporarily gain disciplines if you want.
She can gain another Sanctus discipline.
And do another +1 damage when she does her
She
armor
get a
thing.
status removal. Sanctus.
There is a status removal Sanctus. I think it's level 2 though.
Is it?
I think so.
I lose the banking of the SP tokens.
That's true, but you also, which you haven't really taken advantage of, you can also bank SP tokens on intervention tokens that you can give to yourself. So if you give yourself an intervention token, you can use it as an SP. So, Anne, if you want, we can look at your Sanctus really quick. Which ones do you have?
For level 1.
Courage Cycle, Intervention, Mend, Ascension, and Wings Manifest. But the level 1 ones are Courage Cycle, Intervention, and Mend. Why do you think, Joshua, that you could just make me your support character? You got disease!
So, Anne, you can get...
You shouldn't have...
Stop talking. Guardian Angel, which is once per encounter at any time, heal up to half your maximum HP. You can get the Aspect, which is +2 movement. Movement point cost is not increased by terrain or allies. You can get
Rook runs everywhere.
You can get Mage Armor. Exhaust, an ally within Sphere of Influence gains Barrier. Reduce the SP cost of this discipline by 1 if your target is an ally other than yourself. Or Living Bulwark, which is once per encounter when you are dealt damage from an attack. Ignore all physical damage dealt to you.
But I have to flip what's the flip side of that tablet? Just nothing?
It's exactly the same.
Do I get the upgrade?
It works exactly the same. It's just that you can't keep spamming that ability. So whenever you reset your weapons, you lose this ability, essentially. But then you could immediately flip it and gain a different one if you want.
That was great.
So, Anne, are you equipping this tablet?
How much SP do I need to switch out gear?
I think it might be 2. Taking a look.
Is it in a book?
It's on a card.
And otherwise, Anne, is that the end of your turn?
Yes, that's the end of my turn. We can continue past me, and we can come back to the Switch conversation.
Okay. So I'll leave these Sanctus cards out. Let me know which one you want if you decide to equip that. So now it is the Gatekeeper's turn. So first up is the puppets. So they're going to move 2 spaces towards the nearest opponent.
And it's 1 SP to re-equip. So if you want to do that, you could do that with your last SP.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Can you send me a picture of that card, Josh?
Yeah. What? Do you want to flip that now? You keep the spell till it on flips. So like, you keep it encounter to counter.
2.
Was there something that adjusted re-equip for free? I don't know if there was.
I mean, you gain 5 SP
Can
a turn.
you? Yeah.
So, not really a big deal.
Do you want to give me those disciplines that you had?
I don't. Do you want me to, though? Yeah. Okay.
Do it anyway.
All right, so I've moved the poppets, so now the Gatekeeper is going, is there an opponent adjacent?
Nope.
Is there an opponent that shares a space with a poppet?
No.
Can it move and put an opponent within Sphere of Influence?
Wait. Do the puppets move onto a space someone's at, or just adjacent to them?
They move onto the space
No,
someone's at.
So should those puppets moved onto us?
Oh, I didn't move those yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I did the wrong one first. Technically, red's
Okay.
supposed to go first.
Okay.
That's going to go there. That's going to go there. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Okay. So, sorry. This is red going first, so it's the poppets on our board. Is there an opponent that shares a space with a poppet? Yes. Cast a spell 6 against all opponents with at least 1 poppet on the space they occupy. Deal a green die of magic damage for each poppet on the space the target occupies. All right, so I'm going to roll 2 green, or 2, what's their spell? Casting is a gray die for her. Ugh. So spell 6 plus gray. I'm going to roll that twice. First one's going to be for Josh. Second one's going to be for Anne. Both of you need to roll your conviction.
Roll the 5.
Okay, so you failed.
But did I really fail?
Yes, you failed exponentially.
Conviction?
Yeah.
Do I have anything that gives me a conviction upgrade?
Just
No.
books add to your roll.
Okay, so they actually rolled poopy on both of the rolls, but Josh, you rolled even poopier.
I rolled even poopier.
You rolled the poopiest.
The poopiest.
What is the... I didn't bring up the picture that has the cloak. What does the cloak do?
For each book, you get +1 to your roll.
Oh, my Lanta Ann.
Oh, but I don't have any upgrades, so I need to roll
Roll your damn
just
dice.
purple. I hate you.
3?
That's a nice 3 right there, Ann.
Oh, I need 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Kidding.
2!
Hey, we rolled the same thing.
You both suck. All right, so first green die of damage is going to be for Josh. Second green die of damage is going to
Wait.
be for Anne.
I've got a book, though.
Yeah, so you have 6.
Versus it's 12.
Yeah.
Josh is taking
I win.
8 damage.
I get a vow token.
And you can give someone in your sphere of influence a vow token. And you take 5 damage.
How many vow tokens can someone have?
2. No, I'm sorry. It says it on your card.
Yeah. I'll take a vow token, and I'll give... Can you... Are you going to go screw up that Blighted Guardian?
Maybe. Are you going to be nice to me?
I'll give Anne the vow token.
No.
Can she? How many can you have? 3?
It says
Yeah, she got
5.
3.
Well,
I can have 5. I need another vow token. One for me, Matt.
You're dumb and I hate you. There you go.
5. As many points of damage as I just took.
All right, so then
Down to 6 health.
now purple one's going to go. So can it move and put an opponent within sphere of influence? Yes. Move to put as many opponents within sphere of influence as possible, then cast a spell 6 prioritizing the opponent who is adjacent to the most figures. Deal a separate grade damage of magic to the target and all figures adjacent to the target. So sphere of influence is 4, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. It's going to move there. Fix
Wait,
it, Josh.
pause.
You're what? Do you want to explain yourself, man, instead of just sitting there quietly?
Take the Guardian Angel. I want to take the Guardian Angel discipline.
Okay.
And flip the book.
Gotcha. And that's the gain health one?
Yep.
Yep.
Very selfish, Anne. Okay.
I'm trying to learn to be like you, Matthew. I want to be just like you when I grow up.
So it's going to target Breeze because it's the opponent with the most figures adjacent. So
Poppets figures?
I would guess so.
Okay.
So then it's going to cast a spell 6. So it needs to roll a gray die. Breeze needs to roll... Ooh, she has good conviction dice.
For conviction.
A teal and a red.
Nice.
It's a really strong conviction roll.
We've been ignoring conviction this whole game, so...
I rolled a 14.
They rolled a 9.
Damn!
So it's a 15.
Damn. Okay. Okay. So I'm just checking to see if there's any... Magic ignores armor. So I'm going to get a gray die of damage. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
It can't kill me, though. Right?
I don't know.
Gray only goes up to 10, right? Oh, good.
9
I
damage.
rolled a 9. Okay, so Breeze has 3 health left.
Okay.
Ow.
But you can move one space over. You'll take a damage for it, and then activate the trap
It's not my turn.
on your turn.
But it's not my turn. I think I like this game. Oh, ice. All right, so now it's the Blighted Guardian's turn. So red is up first, but they're dead. And now it's purple's turn. Is there an opponent adjacent?
No.
Is there an opponent within sphere of influence?
Yes.
Who?
Me.
Does it end justice
Actually, no. It does. The rock's in the way, isn't it?
now? No.
Yes, and yes, it is because
Oh,
we
yeah, it
played
is.
this quarter-to-quarter nonsense before.
Yeah, you're right. So it needs to cast a spell 6 against you, Josh.
Did the guardian take hate damage? Oh, yeah. The guardian should
That's
take
right. She's got already Aura of Hate.
So it takes what?
3 damage, I believe.
So Aura of Hate is the first time each opponent moves within your sphere of influence during an encounter, they are dealt 3 magic damage. Cool! That was nice. I hate you. You're not my real dad. So Josh, did you roll your conviction dice?
No. What do I get if I fail?
Hurt. Paralyzed.
I rolled a 7.
They rolled a 4.
Plus 6.
So it's 10. So you're now paralyzed, Josh.
Yay.
Can it move and attack a paralyzed opponent?
Yep.
Where is paralyzed? Josh is getting the crap beat out of him. Paralyzed. So this is on your turn. You can't perform any actions.
Yep.
There you go. Okay. So he is going to move.
Can I use items, though?
Huh?
Could I use items?
I feel like we've had this conversation. Can you use items if you're paralyzed?
Can you read what it says on paralyzed?
It says you may not take actions or use abilities.
Then yes.
No actions or abilities.
Okay.
It's not an action to use an item, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he would have gone that way. I think he would have been a space south.
Why?
Because he...
That hindering terrain?
Yes, but he would... Depending on how you walk there, that would have been a break attack from Justice.
But he wouldn't
The mob.
then he wouldn't move if he couldn't get adjacent to you.
Where was he?
He was back here, wasn't he? No, he was
One space.
1, 2, 3. He was here.
How many spaces can he move?
4.
He can still move 4 spaces. That would be exactly 4 spaces. 1 down.
1,
2.
2,
3,
3,
4.
4. It's
Yeah.
to move out of, not into,
Yeah.
right? Oh, okay. So he would go that way.
He gets -1 to his roll this way, but...
And he doesn't get a break attack. Okay, so he's attacking you.
Okay.
Boop, boop. A red and a green die.
Does he attack me too now that he's in my line of sight?
No.
No.
Oh.
That was a stupid question.
That was a stupid question. You feel stupid for asking.
They rolled a
Dummy.
17, Joshua.
Okay.
What's your defense?
13.
They're doing 4 damage to you. Look at the bright side, Josh.
Oh, not bad.
What did our kinds do?
You get a vow token. They rolled, for every pair of book and shield, they get +2 physical damage.
1, 2,
3.
3.
So 6 damage.
10 damage. Great. 10 damage.
You say great, but I don't really feel like you're great. This is a good night. Are you guys happy about this stream?
I have 2 armor.
So that's
They get
8
8
damage.
You haven't
damage.
killed me yet.
I have 6 health at the moment.
It sucks to be you.
I can't use any abilities, so I can't use any of my cards, right? How I read this is your actions or abilities. So I could use exhaust actions, right? As long as it's like not a dodge or something.
No? Because that's an ability.
Dodge is an
Look,
ability,
I
but
know
exhaust.
that you,
That's
I know that you read Bria as breath, like without the D. Like this is your reading comprehension. But if it says no actions or abilities, I don't understand how you're trying to get that to be like, but can I use these kinds of actions? Like, actions
I have one spray counter. I can
indoors,
remove all
buddy.
symbols from a die. Can I use that? That's my question.
no.
Then I'm dead.
You don't have anything that.
He can't heal also.
I can't heal. I can't do anything.
I mean, you could heal if
Pull
you...
out the thing.
Why don't you use your magic balm?
You've got.
You dum-dum.
I can't use it. I have to use it during my turn.
Why didn't you use it?
Because I figured I was
Why?
just going to get diseased more.
Well, that was a bad plan.
Do you want to retro that, buddy?
Well,
Too
it's
late
fine.
now.
I'm dead. I did
Why?
take more than 3 damage. Do I get to give out a vow token? No, I can't use any abilities, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm dead.
It sucks to be
You should let him retro that because he made a stupid mistake.
Nah.
I mean, it was a conscious stupid mistake.
You can play
but
Breeze
it was
now.
nonetheless stupid.
Sure.
Can you use your MP3 player, Matt?
Nope, because that is only for conviction checks.
That's a skill.
If he wasn't,
Well, this
injured, we could have healed him. But someone...
Why don't you give him Breeze to play?
He did.
I did. Someone doesn't pay attention.
I wasn't paying attention to you guys.
Okay, so Damn Oakley's gets removed from the board. And that's the end of the Blighted Guardian's turn. If you failed, you would have probably got poisoned anyways.
Yeah.
So, you weren't long for this world.
Nope.
Next up, it is my turn. Boop.
Ice is so salty. 1 down, 4 to go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh, my Lanta. Okay, so
Josh, did you consider playing Breeze?
No.
And are you going to be able to kill that Blighted Guardian?
It's got 20 health. Yeah, and I don't have to move. I'm fine. I think I can take it.
Oh shit. So my concern is if I try to he's going to get a break attack against me if I try to move around him to go attack the other thing. So how upset would you be if I activated the totem?
I would be very upset. In video game, I thought you guys were all teasing me. Ice Chamber was definitely teasing me because I asked the question very late, and I don't have a 40-second delay. I'm on a phone call with these guys. So, yeah, you're totally safe.
Okay.
That Gatekeeper is vicious. Like, that's what did the 5 points of damage, right? So do not go and... Why are you doing the things I just asked you not to do?
I have a feeling it's a good one.
If I die...
You see some loot...
I can't take on the Blighted... Oh, my God.
As you round the corner of tile UM32. As you move closer to inspect it, however, you trigger a trap, sending rocks down from the ceiling. You quickly act to avoid being crushed. Place 1 obstructing terrain token to the east of the adventurer who activated this totem. Any figure in the space now occupied by the obstructing terrain, which is no one.
Are you stuck in there now?
I might be.
And he can't help me take out the Blighted Guardian and the Gatekeeper.
It'll be fine.
You're the worst.
He just locked himself in that
universe,
room.
Matthew.
There's more text. Hold on.
I thought it was the east of where you were at. So you would have stayed in the spot you were in.
Any figure in the you quickly act to avoid being crushed. Place 1 obstructing to the east of the adventurer who activated this token. Okay.
Slide everything back over.
Boop. So that's there. Okay. An adventurer adjacent to the new obstructing terrain token may make an encounter action to make a strength 10 check. If they pass, replace the obstructing terrain with a hindering terrain. If the Gatekeeper is set up in 1... Oh, if the Gatekeeper in setup 1 is defeated, read the section above and to the right. She's not. Wait, so I don't get loot? It said there
You're
was...
an idiot.
It
You're
said
an
there was
idiot.
loot.
That's what you're worried about. Sure, yeah, here's your prize, moron. You're stuck in a hole by yourself, and I gotta take out a Blighted Guardian and a Gatekeeper by myself.
I rolled a 6. I have 4 strength. That's 10. So this becomes hindering terrain. It's water now. And I can't move now, right, Josh?
Nope.
Okay.
You can take the totem off the board. Oh.
What?
The Blight Guardian should have -1 to roll because it's hindering terrain, but that's still killed me.
Yeah, still killed you.
By 1.
Okay.
Yes, it is. The book is coded with one of those red decoder thingies.
Mm-hmm. So, Anne, it's your turn. I'm sorry, Breeze, it's your turn.
Okay. So
You'll do great, Anne. I have faith in you.
I'm going to take a step over,
I hate you.
Matt. And then I'm going to activate the... So I'm going to take it. I'm going to take 1 damage from...
Yeah, from the poppet.
Pop it. I'm then going to activate the...
I can't. I tried so hard. Got so far. And in the end, it didn't even matter. Oh my lord. Stand. There we go.
And I gotta activate the loot then?
So you're activating said loot?
Yeah.
The blue loot?
It's a yellow loot. You said put a random loot there.
Oh, the loot. Flip
Yes.
it. Tell me what loot it is.
I believe it's yellow. It is yellow.
So yellow loot, gain 20 gold in a random consumable.
Okay.
As you reach down to open the chest, you hear a strange clicking sound signaling the triggering of a nearby trap. You look around quick enough to notice the origin of the clicking sound. Behind an old bookcase to the north side of the room, you see a hole between the books. Shoot a magical blast energy in your direction. If you are not occupying the same space as the blue objective token, hey, you are. Make an agility 10 check. If you pass, move your figure, blah, blah, blah. The magical blast sears and destroys everything in its path. All figures in the 4 spaces directly to the north of the loot token take 1 white die of irreducible damage. Poppet tokens in these spaces directly north of the loot token are immediately destroyed and discarded. Fuck yeah. If there is no figure or token in the path of your energy blast, the loot token is destroyed. Discard the loot token. So you kill both poppets, and you deal a white die of irreducible damage to the gatekeeper.
Yeah, bitches.
Go ahead and kill those poppets, Josh.
I feel like I'm wearing one of those posture back things.
It does 3 damage to the gatekeeper.
Well, it's something.
It's something. So that one now
What was
has
it?
6 damage on it,
Okay.
which means that it has 19 health left.
So we technically win the objective, right? Because there's no more poppers and it doesn't spawn more, right?
Correct. It does not spawn any poppets.
Poppers,
Jalapeno poppers.
not poppers.
But that happens
you
at
have
the
to
end.
defeat the gatekeeper.
Okay. So, what's resistance?
The camera is incredibly fuzzy.
That's because Josh stuck his face in it. I don't know where the remote went. I had it here.
It's right here. So can I activate that objective token or no?
That was the objective token.
Activating that token or activating the loot?
It's just that's just the space to mark. That's all it does.
Okay, it's just space to mark.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so I'm gonna use my last 2 SP to heal myself 3. Because
Okay.
I can't do anything from where I'm at, right?
Yeah. And so then she's going to run up and kill you next turn. All right, so that's the end of your turn. It's now Nightingale's turn. Twitch! What would y'all like to do? You probably... Well, I know that they want a Doom Break. So let's have them roll a black die for that. Breeze is not
Breeze
in...
is not in line of sight.
That's true.
Sure.
So they would be at 4 SP. And they keep their Doom Break. It just gets tapped.
Yep.
So you could very much do the same strategy as last time of Gore Shot. If it doesn't work, bank it, and then try to Organic Liquefy and use the dress if you need to, or the tokens on the spear to activate it.
Yeah.
Think that's your best bet, just because this chick's hard to hit.
I mean, they could smack it with their book
They don't have a book.
or their spear.
They could
What's
do a
its
stab.
defense?
Its defense is 13.
Not horrible.
Yeah, the defense isn't horrible. She's got a resistance to ranged attacks, so that doesn't really affect you at all.
And they get what? 2 books gives them +1 magic, so they can't use any armor. Does she have armor?
Excuse me?
Does she have armor?
She has 2 armor.
So that would ignore armor, the 2 books.
What you talking about, Willis? Oh, on the spear.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So what would
2 magic damage.
what
Yeah.
would you find folks like to do?
So what's the gatekeeper's flow? What is the gatekeeper going to do?
If there is an opponent adjacent,
Yeah.
it warps a poppet onto their space, and then
If there's
continues on.
poppets there or no?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't spawn poppets.
Okay.
Then is there an opponent that shares a space with a poppet? No. So the only thing it can do is can it move and put an opponent within sphere of influence? Then it will cast a spell 6 and deal a gray die of damage.
That's nasty.
It's mean.
What's the movement on them?
She has 6 movement.
Can Twitch pew pew it and then run far enough away for her not to?
Oh, absolutely.
them?
She's only got 4 sphere of influence.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's 6 spaces to move. Like.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because it's a small meap.
It's a small map.
Meap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, they wouldn't be able to go anywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because she can get to the middle of that other room.
Is the Aura of Hate once
First
per
time. Yeah.
So they run out of the encounter and they come back in?
The first time each opponent moves into your sphere of influence during an encounter.
Okay. So it's only once.
Only once. They don't have any like throwing knives or anything. But does I guess Breeze doesn't either. You'd be like, this would be a good time to just spam throwing knives at her. I think we take the same strategy as last time.
Okay.
I think that's probably the best bet. So let's roll a pew. That's a red die is their casting die? Red die is their casting
Red,
die.
and then it's the Conviction plus a black die.
Which is, oh Jesus, green, gray, black. If they roll a skull, it automatically hits, right? That was a joke. 7.
Good.
Decent roll.
5.
Oh, video game voice says pew pew, run up and stab.
It's 15 versus
13.
13.
Yeah. So it missed.
Okay.
So they tap the spear and they gain another token.
Yep.
What does the big skull mean? In this case, nothing. It's just the black die has a skull which does various things based on, depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
So let me clear those out. So Video Game Voyeur was saying now run in and smack it with a spear.
Oh, they said 2 pews. Then
Oh.
run in and smack.
Pew pew. Gotcha.
They said pew pew.
That makes sense. Okay, so we'll do another gore shot then. So red versus green and gray and black. And what do you think? Do you think they're going to hit?
I'm very busy putting up a tweet right now, calling you out for not helping me. I want to make sure that the rest of the world knows it too.
You don't need my
Of course
help.
I
You're a
have.
strong, independent woman.
Well, it's a 9.
Oh.
That's good.
So hold on. It's a 9. That's a 15 against a 13 plus 3 is 16.
They could spend their 2 tokens. Or 1
They
token?
would only just spend 1 token.
They could spend 1 token to...
And then take a health and then deal how much? 5 damage in total? Because their highest level core discipline is 3, right?
Yeah.
So they can spend 1 token and do 5 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Or they can bank it and try to organic liquefy and then really explodey.
They can't bank anymore.
I'm just saying don't spend it.
Yeah.
And then keep it for next time.
But 5 damage isn't bad.
5 damage is not bad. That's because that would bring her down to 14 health. So it starts to get into the more manageable range. Yeah, it's max
3 tokens?
Yeah, so you have 2 right now. What I'm saying is you could not spend 1, not do any damage this turn, and then potentially have more for organic
But you
liquefy
could-
next time, or spend 1 now and get a
You could
guaranteed
still-
5 damage.
Bank it right now
No.
if you don't.
No, they've already
They already banked
they
one
already
this turn.
banked 1 this turn. You could bank only 1 per turn.
Oh. That's fine. I'm exhausted.
So personally, I think the guaranteed 5 damage is the way to go here.
I think so.
Although, with what they roll for their conviction dice, 1 good organic liquefy could kill it. But yeah, I think guaranteed. Ice Chamber's saying guarantee. Yeah. I like guaranteed.
Yep.
You know,
Does 5 damage?
5 damage. So they take 1 health. They could use their blood ring.
They use a... Blood ring the heal, so they're at full health.
Yeah, they're back at full health. Boop. And then they want to move in,
Use
which
their free move.
they get a free move.
Wrong person.
Wrong person. Wrong map.
That's me.
Where? Yeah.
Yeah.
Boop.
Video game 4 is saying 5 damage, yes.
Boop. And then they're going to boop, boop. And their spear is 2 red die.
Which is good.
And her defense is 13.
Okay.
There's no more poppets, right? So it's okay that she's not that close. That was the concern, was being away because we didn't want the poppets.
Yeah. So they did 11.
That was a bad roll.
That was a bad roll. They could use their dress, no?
I think that's for
it's spell, conviction, or dodge.
Yeah.
Not a regular attack.
They could ambitious to get another 2 SP to attack again.
That's not a bad idea at this point, I don't think.
And then it would give you an SP too.
Yeah.
Who's feeling ambitious?
And on that board, all you all need to do is take out the gatekeeper, right?
Yep. I was hoping that I would, have some magic arrows come out and kill those poppets for you too, Anne. I was trying to help you.
Yeah, help. Yep. That's the
So,
word with I think
the
of when I
gatekeeper
think of Matt and games.
Can't kill Twitch at the moment.
So they're
Video game says yes to ambitious.
right. So they're ambitiousing. So they get 2. So they're going to attack again. Josh, you get 1 SP.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Smoky pokey.
They rolled a 10.
Great roll.
We, the internet, must defeat the gatekeeper. Good job.
So, yeah, you're not going to defeat it like that, though. So that's the end of your turn. See, I suck for us.
Yeah.
So, Anne, it's Justice's turn.
It is.
Go blow
Okay.
up the Blighted Guardian.
So the first thing we're going to do is figure out what the dice on the screen went. Is we're going to use the Doom Break. So I have 4 because I have haste. I just rolled my Doom Break. It'll be 4 books. Video game's asking for if they get anything for symbols.
You get +2 magic damage, but you have to hit first.
Yep. Nothing gives you plus to your roll.
The Doom Break doesn't break, so then I have 5. You're not within my sphere of influence, so you suck.
What would that do for you?
She was going to give you an intervention token.
I could have given you intervention.
I already have one. I can't have more than one.
I don't have the book in which. Fine. I am going to. What is my sphere of? It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cast
Magic
Courage
missile.
Cycle
Oh, okay.
and attack the darkness.
Matt, did the gatekeeper need to move to cast a spell on us? Or was it just as long as there's a poppet there, they can do it?
Oh, it's just as long as there's a poppet there, I can do
Okay.
it.
I rolled a 7, which is an 11. And it'd be really great if Ice did not roll
11?
this time.
How
Or
is
if
a
he
7
rolled and
plus 6
rolled me.
11,
Yeah,
Anne?
Anne, can you explain that math, please? Are you thinking of 7-11? Or
when
do you really want a
consider the
slushie?
present value of money and the interest rate, I win. Okay, so 9 damage. Shut up.
No,
don't you do
it's
10 damage?
Why would I do 10 damage?
Because you picked up another discipline, remember?
Oh, that's cool. Yes. Okay, 10 damage.
And you know
It's
what's
at
really
20
convenient?
health?
That's exactly half its health.
Okay, so now I have 3, and I'm going to cast it again. Okay, roll the 7 again. Math is hard.
Oh, I rolled the complete wrong dice here. Sorry. Ignore the red and the green dice.
Let's not. Oh my god. Unless it's really low, then we can use those rolls.
Low and slow, baby.
No,
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 not
it is
at all.
not.
15. Nope.
An 11. So
Not
that's
that.
11, Anne.
Yeah, that's what a level looks like.
Shut up. So
She did an
I was just
equipment
gonna
swap
say
by
attacker
spending
was
an
on
SP
ties,
video
too,
game
so
player.
it's not even good. 10 damage again. The Blighted Guardian goes. I've got 1 SP left.
You can give yourself an intervention token, Anne, or you can actually move back into the corner so that way the gatekeeper can't attack you or something like that.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Fly. I'm going to use, it's not called Fly. It's called Wings Manifest. And I'm going to move 4 spaces. Oh, actually, can you clear the dice so I can see?
You could clear the dice.
How much movement, how much reach, total reach does the gatekeeper have? How far do I have to move to be out of getting killed?
So she would be able to move into this space here because it's all arduous terrain. So then she would have a sphere of influence of 3?
4.
4? So 1, 2, 3, 4? That's
You
not
need to
even in
move.
line of sight, though.
But you need to move at least 2. Yeah, be further than 2 spaces away from a poppet, right?
That's actually correct, yeah. So you want to be 2 spaces away from a poppet. So if you just back up 2 spaces, you're fine.
2 spaces or 3
But-
because she's on a poppet.
Why does it
You're
Why
right,
does it
3.
matter if I'm 2 spaces away from a poppet if it doesn't do anything?
Because the poppets move 2 spaces towards you at the beginning of their turn, and then she could channel through poppets.
Okay, so then move back 3 spaces.
Okay. And you don't provoke break attacks because you're flying, right?
Does it matter if the
Correct.
poppet's next to her or
No, it has to be adjacent.
Okay.
All right.
Adjacent or sharing the
I mean,
same
sharing a
space?
space. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the end of your turn. It's now the gatekeeper's turn.
Wait. Excuse me. You forgot the most important part of my turn.
The loot.
What did I do?
You
There we
got
go.
7 gold.
And not like the musical instrument. However, I think it would be incredibly amusing if you played a lute right now wearing my dragon wings. Air lute? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's like air guitar, but with a lute. All right, so now it's the gatekeeper's turn. So poppets are going to move 2 spaces towards the nearest person. Boop, 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 boop.
I hate you right now, Matt. I hate you so much.
They're not doing anything to you. Is there an opponent that shares a space with the poppet?
No.
Can it move and put an opponent within sphere of influence?
No.
That's it. That's the end of its turn.
Okay.
I still hate you. Doesn't make it any better.
All right, so now it's my turn. Boop. Okay. How many spaces to get me next to that lady?
She has a name.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I can't get anywhere near close enough.
17 spaces, Matt.
That's really far.
I mean, if you spend all your SP, you might be able to get there. You have 8 base movement.
I do have 8 base movement. So I'm gonna just move first and let's count it from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You take
2
2 damage.
It's fine with me. Okay. So then I need to spend some stuff and things. Stuff and
Don't
things.
give him ideas, video game. Don't give him ideas.
Do you have any items to help you out with this or no?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you had anything to help you teleport or...
I have stuff to give me SP so I can keep moving.
Okay.
All right, so then I'm going to spend another SP, and I move 2 more spaces, right?
Yep.
So 2 more damage.
Yep. Is this center hindrance terrain or is it that water?
It's water.
Okay.
Why?
I was just curious.
Should I should probably go straight towards her, no?
No, because that's gonna it's gonna cost you 2 to move through all those spaces.
So, but one to move there.
Yeah.
So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yes.
as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, Matthew.
1. What?
After I went,
You didn't activate the
started
other
your
gatekeeper.
turn, but it's the gatekeeper's turn. Did their
Their
Oh.
gatekeeper didn't go.
Oh, oops. Okay. Yeah, let me move back. Fine. Fine. Sorry. All right, so then the other one's going to go. So it's going to target the...
Twitch.
Well, it's cast a spell 6 prioritizing the opponent who is adjacent to the most figures. So yeah, I guess it's Switch, because they're adjacent to them. Okay, so they need to roll a gray die, so it's a spell 6. And then Twitch's conviction is what? Do they have a conviction upgrade?
I don't think so. I think it's just 2 purples.
No, they have a teal conviction upgrade.
Oh, awesome.
So they roll, what, 1 teal and 1 purple?
Yep.
Teal and purple. Teal's good.
And they also have the cloak, so any books they get add +1 to the roll.
Nice.
They rolled a 6 for them, so
Oh,
that's
wow, that's really good. So that's 12 in total.
So roll well.
And they roll... Wow, that was terrible.
5.
Fucking terrible. So they can use their dress here.
They could use their dress to reroll their conviction, right?
Yeah, that's... Yeah, let's do that. Because that was atrociously terrible.
The worst they could do.
That's literally the absolute worst they could have rolled. You can't get any worse than that. That was terrible. Awful. So bad, Anne's covering her mouth in shock, and they did it, like, again? Did I... Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
Again.
Okay. Wasn't meant to be, I guess.
They're going to take a gray die of damage, right?
I mean, they did 1 point better.
Yeah. Sure. We'll go with
I
that.
mean, they can't die from this.
I mean, that's true. It won't feel good.
4. Worst roll on the gray die. What?
Hold on. Deal a separate gray die of magic damage to the target and all figures adjacent to the target. She damages herself now.
Oh, okay. They have magic resistance, though. Right?
They do have magic
They
resistance.
take 2 damage.
And she does a... So she rolls a separate gray die for herself.
Read the text one more time.
Deal a separate gray die of magic damage to the target and all figures adjacent to the target.
Wouldn't she move back?
Why would she move back?
What's the top of the spell, then?
Can it move to put an opponent in sphere of influence?
Okay.
Move to put as many opponents within sphere of influence as possible. So it wouldn't move.
Would it move 2 spaces over? Because that would be
Line
both
of
of us?
sight? Oh,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, you're right. It would. Because it needs line of sight to be sphere of influence, right? Okay, so you're right. It would move over.
So she wouldn't damage herself, but Twitch would get a break attack.
Yes. Actually, it would attack you and not Twitch then.
Okay.
Because it would be adjacent to you.
Okay.
So we're redoing that entire thing. So
Do I need to uncover my mouth? Like,
Ye-
do we have to rewind that part too?
yeah. So it's first going to provoke a break attack from Twitch. So they get to roll 2 red dice.
Beat it up, Twitch.
So they have a defense of 13. They rolled 10. Okay. Rolls aren't there today. So then it's going to move to be adjacent to you, Josh.
Or yeah.
And then it's going to roll a gray die. Roll your conviction die. She has really good conviction dice.
It's a teal and a red?
Yeah, it's a teal and a red. It's a gray and a light gray. They rolled a 10.
Yeah.
It took me a second to like process it. You said it was a gray and a light gray.
Okay, so they rolled a 10, so they're hitting you.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're going to do a gray die of damage to you and themselves. So first one's for you, second one's for them.
Breeze might die here.
But they call her the Breeze.
I could actually.
They rolled 8 for you and 5 for them. So they're going to take 5 damage. It's 11, 14, 15, 16. So she has 9 health left.
Joshua, where's your health?
This will kill Breeze. She did pick
How
up.
did you kill 2 characters?
She did pick up a demon voucher, so I could have her reroll a die. Have them reroll a die.
Oh, have him reroll that 10. It's a perfect roll. What's the demon voucher say?
They want to take the have at any time reroll any dice rolled by a figure within sphere of influence.
Yeah, have him reroll the 10.
But what did my roll was
How much health do you have?
8 exactly.
Oh.
So I think you just reroll that teal die.
Yeah, but I think it's a 50-50 shot. No? It doesn't have 8, 9, 10 on it?
Does.
So it's a 50-50 shot of you dying. Meanwhile, what did you roll for your defense?
I cleared it out. It was like a 7.
I think you rolled 13.
I think I rolled a 13.
Yeah. You rolled a 7, and it was a 6. 7 and
Yeah.
a 6, so it was 13. And then they rolled a 10, so that's 16.
Yeah.
So it's still 50-50
12.
shot. It's
Yeah.
do you want
5
a
and
50-50
7.
shot at living
Yeah.
or
Mirror Bob was saying was a 12.
it was a 12?
Yeah.
So
I think it makes more sense for me to reroll the damage die.
yeah, I agree.
So have them reroll the gray die.
Okay, so they still take 5 damage.
I mean,
Yep.
fried chicken video game.
Fried chicken video game?
I like how I said it was a video game player was asking what
I
it
know.
was eating. I said fried chicken. I like how I said it was a 12, and you were like, yeah. And then Josh finally paid attention to what I was saying, and you guys.
It
You going
was
back to eat my
8.
chicken?
So I die again.
Are you died? You're dead?
Yeah, that I can't.
Okay. Whamp whamp.
Yeah, unless there's something that Twitch can do, I'm dead.
No, because you're not in sphere of influence, because you're not in line of sight, right?
Okay.
So hold on, they have what? I'm trying to look at what they got. Okay, that's sphere of influence. That's sphere of influence. Are you sure sphere of influence is line of sight?
Yeah, figures don't block line of sight though. But yeah, line of sight for spells. But you need to have. You can't cast spells through walls.
Okay, there's that. And yep, you're screwed.
Okay.
Because it's sphere of influence. Everything's sphere of influence.
Okay.
What a reverse from KDM where Matt dies. Thanks, Video Game Boy. True, normally this is Matt. Oh, goodness. Okay, so Breeze is dead. And now it's my turn for realsies.
Yes, for realsies.
Okay, so I'm going to spend an SP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 damage.
Yep.
Then I'm going to spend 2 more SP. And go 1, 2. Take 2 more damage. Then I'm going to spend 2 more SP. And go 1, 2. And then 1 more SP and I go there. Okay, so I spent all my SP to make it all the way over there.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to do Blade Works.
Pew pew pew.
And,
Now that you're over there,
well, there's, I mean, if only someone was
Twitch wants to
flanking
know how much
me.
health the gatekeeper has.
The one by them?
Yep.
9 health.
Okay.
Let me just confirm that. 5, 6 is 11.
Joshua,
2 is
why don't you
13.
take Breeze off the board?
Breeze's corpse is still there. You can't just ignore her corpse, Ann.
Joshua, stand up. You're so terrible, and take the stupid standee off the board.
When Josh stands up, he becomes the standee. Now he's the
so
city.
stupid, and I don't know why I laughed.
All right.
That's a horrible roll.
That was a horrible roll. I rolled a 12.
Defense is a 13.
Yep. and
You
I'm
have an intervention.
Oh, I do. Thank you.
Does that reroll all dice or?
Well
It's
done.
it's all dice.
Okay.
Edge of board counts for Zeke.
They're saying edge of board
For,
counts for you.
Don't you get a bonus?
Does edge of board count for me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
because it's impossible.
Oh, it's impossible?
Yeah, it's
So
impossible.
wait, what did I roll?
Yeah, I mean, it's
You rolled a 12 before.
Yeah.
Okay. So hold on. Let's take this
Do
back.
you remember what you rolled though? Because you need symbols and stuff.
Ah! No. I don't know what I rolled.
Josh's plans for the next 30 minutes to 1 hour are to learn the difference between impassable and impossible. He'll be Googling it, studying it, and preparing an essay on the theoretical.
It's impossible to go through impassable terrain.
It's true. So I rolled a 12 again. So
Okay.
that's
We'll
whatever.
take your 12 result.
Huh?
I think that was actually what you rolled.
I think it was what I rolled, actually. Yeah, you're right. So since the board edge is impassable terrain,
You beat it by, you get +2 to your roll.
I get +2 to my roll.
Since you beat it by 2, you get +2.
I'm not beating it by 2.
I thought, oh, you're beating it by 1.
I'm beating it by 1.
But your backstab, you get +5. So you're at 7.
Hold on.
What?
Holding.
Do I want to spend my fortune cookie right now?
Good.
I'm going to spend my fortune cookie.
Okay.
White die is stronger
What does the
than purple
fortune
die,
cookie
right?
do?
I get to roll a white or purple die to any roll.
They're about the same. Which one adds more books and which one adds more shields? I don't recall.
White has more shields.
Okay, then yeah, wait.
I rolled a 3.
Right.
So that means that I have 15 now. So it's 15 plus 2.
So 17. So you're beating it by 4.
4.
Since you're beating it by 2, you get another 2.
Right.
Then +5, so you're at 11.
I'm at 11. Okay, so symbols, I have stuff. I've got how many shields? I've got 2 shields, which is 2 more damage.
Okay.
Then I've got a star, which is 3 more damage.
Okay.
So how much did I do?
You're at 16.
Oh my god, really? That's disgusting. All right, so this one's down to 9 health.
When Zeke hits, he hits for lots of damage.
And then
When?
I'm going to spend my fight drive, and I'm going to make another attack. Oh, there we go. Okay. So that is a 15 that I rolled.
So beating it by 3.
Much.
Plus 2.
Nice.
Plus 2.
Plus 2.
Noise.
Plus 5.
So 12.
It's dead. Plus
Did you take account
2
for its
more.
armor?
I ignore armor.
Oh, yeah. You killed it.
That's how you do it, folks.
You made up for running around and touching stuff you shouldn't have been touching.
I was just waiting. I know I didn't have to do anything. I let you guys handle the peons, and
You got
then I go for the
10
big bad.
gold, Matt.
Yay. Okay. That's the end of my turn.
So the poppets don't do anything now?
Yeah, poppets don't do anything.
Well, you still take damage when you go past them?
Yeah, I guess you would still take damage when you move past them. So, Anne, don't move.
It's the
What?
thought that counts, Ice.
Does this
The
encounter
thought
board
that counts.
end now?
No, you have to kill.
You can't kill the poppets. So then, yes, I guess this encounter board ends without a way for us to get that loot.
Okay.
No. Why would it end? I can still fly. The puppets are still there. I can still fly.
Win condition is all opponents are defeated.
I don't think poppets are
Can you-
opponents. You can't kill them.
Did they die with the...
I'm assuming that they die with the gatekeeper.
So what was the room north of us? Like nothing?
The room you started in.
That's where I started.
Oh.
Okay, so I guess that's our win condition. So I guess we could read that win condition now.
Do we want to finish the thing on the bottom and read them both?
No. Okay. So then we'll skip over Nightingale. I'm sorry, we'll skip over Justice. It's Nightingale's turn now, anyways.
Yep.
So Nightingale.
It's going to duke it out.
You said Duke. So she's gonna Doom Break, get up to 4 SP. And now it's the final countdown.
Do-do-do-do.
Lovely, Joshua.
I know.
So their Doom Break's fine.
Okay.
So I guess now this is their opportunity to pew one last time, potentially
One
bank
last
it,
time.
Fuzzy.
and then organic liquefy. So they could liquefy this
It's
thing.
fuzzy.
They could.
It's what?
Fuzzy.
It's puffy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair.
It's not fuzzy. You're just dumb. So let's do the old tried and true pew and liquefy. Make sense?
Sure.
Okay. Anne's just stuffing her face mercilessly on the camera. So they need to roll a, was it red casting die? Red casting die?
Yep.
Yeah, casting die's red. Okay. And they have a conviction of green and gray.
And they want to move it at the end. They want to move adjacent to it. So if it fails, it blows itself up.
Oh, that makes sense. A 4. So that's 10 against 15.
They need to roll a black die too. Doesn't really matter, but
Doesn't matter. I'm not going to have them roll it. So they're going to bank that. So now they have a full spear for their liquefy chance. So let's try this.
okay,
You think it's going to happen?
maybe.
Joshua, you're no
They
fun.
have a reroll,
They have a reroll.
and they can add +3
Yeah.
to the roll.
They could add +3 to the roll.
They,
Yeah.
if they had
Okay.
one more SP, they could also.
Oh, they rolled an 8.
That's a good roll.
Oh, against 16. That's good.
16 plus 3 books.
Oh, +3 books. Shit.
It's a 19.
It's a 19. So they have 14. They could add 3 to make it 17. Can't do anything else, can they?
No. They could reroll the 8, but like the best they can do is a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more better. I think they just used their free move to go next to it and keep the.
They could conversely also drink a couple of bottled blessings and then try to organic liquefy again.
I think they're fine. So the next time they do it, they can, instead of doing the pew first, they can empower their organic liquefy, so they also get a black die.
That would be handy.
And they have magic resistance, so the max damage you're going to take is 5 damage.
Oh, so they're fine.
So they're fine.
So they would free move to be adjacent to.
Yep.
Gotcha. Mr. Reaching.
How much health does it have left?
It has 9 health left.
So it could possibly
It
even
could
kill
very
itself.
well kill itself right here. Okay. So now it is going to be the Gatekeeper's turn. Is there an opponent adjacent?
Yes.
Warp poppets to their space.
Joshua, you sound less confident about that.
I thought
Yeah,
you said they don't
maybe.
spawn
I
in.
don't know.
They don't spawn. It says warp.
Okay. So nothing happens.
Can it move and put an opponent within sphere of influence?
That just does the last thing.
Can it move
Yeah.
and put an opponent within
Yeah,
sphere
sorry.
of influence? This is the
Yeah,
last
sorry.
thing.
Sorry.
All right, so then it's going to cast a spell 6, so it is a gray, up against Twitch's conviction of teal and purple. Purple.
And they can reroll this with the dress if they want.
Purple.
Purple Orple? So they kind of want to get hit?
They rolled a 9, so they're
15.
they're gonna get hit.
Uh,
They're getting hit.
they rolled a 13. And they have 3 books because of their cloak.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So they don't get hit.
They actually don't get hit. Okay.
They're fine.
So now it's back to their turn. So they're at 4 SP. Let's do a Doom Break. And then this will
Put them at 4.
allow them to empower their organic liquefy, which
Yes.
does what again?
Adds a black die to the roll. If they roll a skull, they take 3 magic damage. If any books they roll, get +1 to the roll.
Okay. So then it's going to be red and black
Yep.
versus green, gray, black. It's a lot of dice.
Uses all 4 of their SP.
Skull, 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 skull.
Matthew!
That was a horrible roll.
That was a terrible roll. But they can use their dress, right?
Just allow them to reroll the black die?
When making a dodge, casting a spell, or making a conviction check, you may reroll any of your dice.
So they reroll both of them, right?
That's what it sounds like.
Okay. That was a horrible roll.
That was
The roll to beat isn't too bad.
It's a
16?
13 plus 3, so 16, which is more manageable than last time.
Yeah.
And they could
Is
always
it to
add...
re-roll that black die with the dress?
Yes. And we could always add
That was
+3
confirmed.
to it also.
Yep.
Oh, that was another terrible, terrible roll.
Yep.
So hold on. They have 16, right? Yeah. So
Yep.
they
They rolled a 10.
rolled a 10. I guess that's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Go back to the hopefully she kills herself strategy.
Just gonna go back and forth.
So it's a gray versus teal and purple. It's just two stupid mages standing across, like standing next to each other, going.
You're supposed to do it back to him, Josh. Do it. Like dolls.
So that is a 14 versus a 13. 12
Plus 2 books.
plus 2 books. So it ties.
So they win it.
Attacker wins on tie.
Okay. So she's going to do a gray damage to Twitch and a gray damage to herself. First one's for Twitch, second one's for her.
And Twitch takes half damage.
How much
It's kind of funny.
And when Twitch
is that?
empowers, they
13
take half
health
damage
up
too.
to date.
Yep. They haven't taken any damage.
So they did 4 damage to Twitch and took 9 damage to herself. She killed herself.
2
Yeah, 2.
damage to Twitch.
Okay. So that's the end of that. Good job, Twitch. I'm proud of you. Josh, what was that loot over there? I'm curious as to what it would have been. So we can feel bad about it.
It was the blue loot.
Oh.
What?
40 gold. Because Anne couldn't be bothered to go get it. All right.
Excuse me.
So the reward for the
Oh,
first...
we do get a loot card.
Oh, yeah, we do get a loot.
We got 9 gold.
All right. So each party member except Nightingale gains 1 XP.
Okay.
Really?
And then for the second condition, Nightingale gains 1 XP.
Okay.
Okay.
We did it. And now we're going to go to Winding Down on page 259. Josh, is that for this evening?
I don't.
I don't have those.
No, because I don't have it.
I mean, if you want to read
What did you
everything
do with the
yourself.
board cam? What are you doing? What happens with Breeze?
Breeze just goes away.
We don't know. We'll find out in the story.
Breeze does not just go away. Oh my god. Immersion crushed. Now they're gonna know I'm not really there. What are you writing?
The XP for everyone?
So why are you covering it up?
I don't know. Because it's like just glaring
Are
at the
you
screen.
cooking? Are you like? You quickly went and like jumped over the papers and covered them up. Are you like giving yourself extra XP?
Gold.
And you don't want anybody to know?
Giving
That's
Rook
exactly what's
extra
happening.
gold.
Josh gets all the gold. Nobody else gets any. Have a nice day.
I know you did. I don't have the other pencil in front of me. This is what I had.
Oh, such penmanship. You should see Matthew's penmanship.
All right, so that is going to conclude today's episode of Twitch Plays Middara. Bye.
Succubus.
Make sure that you're following us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and chatting with us on our Discord channel where...
Sometimes we brainstorm eulogies for all of Josh's funerals.
For all my funerals? I have multiple funerals?
I mean...
How many times did you die today?
Ha! Ha 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 ha! That's the look of shame on his face. Hold on. Hold on. That's the look of shame on his face. Oh. Where we get mad to buy a pizza oven? Oh. All right. So then, tell us about subscribers, Josh.
Subscribers? They're cool. We love them. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, which means you get one free sub a month, and you can be an awesome subscriber.
Did you send out the code for June?
No, because I've been horrible. I'm a horrible person.
Did you clear the dice off of the screen?
No.
Did either of you tell the subscribers what they get for subscribing?
You can do that.
Did you send the code for me? Nope.
Yes,
I'm like way behind.
Oh, 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah. You rolled the skull
You
mat,
both
you died.
count double and tolls. Are you requesting more dice
Yep.
to be rolled? You're an idiot.
I think it's just
You're
going to go off the
just-
screen, Matt. Yeah, it's just going to do that.
Keep going, Ann.
Nope, I'm done. You just... I like how New York Mom's playing along, though. Like, that's the best part.
They'll never clear. You'll never see the
Oh,
rest
and the
of the dice.
KDM. And the KDM dice, too. We're done.
Keep going, Ann.
Nope, done. Yeah. You have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, which means that you get one free sub a month. Remember that subscription does not auto-renew, so you'll need to manually renew it each month. You get cool stuff like your votes count twice. Sometimes Josh sends out, I think, discounts for the store. He does other things. There's a Minecraft server that we don't use anymore, but is still there. Mostly, it helps the stream. What is this? What is this? Mostly, it helps us put together content that can be interactive, and somewhere where you guys can come and hang out, and it helps, support this tomfoolery. So you really consider who you subscribe to and what kind of content you want to consume in your life, because this is just a hot mess. Wait, this is gloomy. What are you even? Everything? Like, just everything that you could pull. I hate you. I can't even stop it. It makes me so angry.
You could clear some of it.
I don't want to.
How? I can't.
If you remember the URL for Gloomhaven. Or
Frosthaven.
I'm
Frosthaven.
in it.
No, you're in the dice one.
I'm in it. So I just gotta go here?
No.
Is there an admin one for it?
Ann, you want to tell us about the upcoming
Yeah.
streams?
Tomorrow, Matt and Josh are gonna die at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's another interactive stream. If you enjoy the interactive streams, I know we're all kind of stuck in the house all day long with, COVID, and I hope that this is at least kind of a break from the monotony of being stuck at home. We really try to make our streams as interactive as possible. That's why you'll hear me yelling at the boys to not make choices on behalf of our viewers on all of our shows, because the choices are for the viewers to make and not them and their dumb antics. Why are you eating my head? Yes, and look, you saw it tonight. Joshua is in my dragon wings, rude, because costume time was redeemed. So if you do !SE store, you can make the boys do stupid stuff. What are you doing? You make me so uncomfortable all of the time. I hate you so much. Salt is our loyalty points. For every X amount of time that you are watching, you get Y amount of salt. If you do !salt, you should be able to see your balance for salt, and salt is redeemable at the SE store for weird stuff.
Stop licking the Frosthaven cards, Josh.
There's something so wrong with you.
And what else is going on?
Oh, look, Miroslav put saltiest. Oh, that's great. Check out the milligrams of salt in the leaderboard. Who's got the leaderboard one? What is actually wrong with you? Wait, is that Ice Chamber's second account?
No.
Why does it say Ice Chamber 1?
That's always been his account.
Really? Who's got 2 accounts? I thought he was the one that has 2 accounts.
Dark Citadel.
Oh, that's right. Why are you just... All right, Matthew, end the show, please, before you lose it. I didn't know there was a 1 there.
All right, good night, everyone. This is Twist Gaming signing off. We hope to see you for all of our upcoming streams, as usual. I'm the Matt. 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 I'm the Matt.
Josh.
I'm the Matt. I'm the Matt. I'm the Matt. I'm the Matt. I'm the Matt.